Hey, Ruby.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Then, girl, well, first of all, it's raining outside, so I'm a little drowsy, but you know what? I was like, we got to have this conversation while it is still fresh before it get old,
Mm-hmm.
because I know you were saying you wanted to have it a long time ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do it today. What's going on with you?
Well, you know what? First I think I gotta apologize to the good folks. That we were expecting you to be like a long time ago, but listen, we were having an issue. I was just not in the StreamYard anymore. We couldn't figure it out. We had to figure it out. I felt weird just feeling like a guest up in here. Real talk. So I'm
We
sorry. My ego couldn't stand it. We had to fix it for my ego. It's fixed now. Thank you for
Yeah.
thank you for your patience.
Right. I'm excited. Now she can help me when you guys get out of pocket. She can help
Mm-hmm.
mute y'all, drop y'all down. But let's just hope you guys all keep it respectful. That's all we ask for.
Yeah, right. I mean, I believe in y'all for the most part. I don't know for those of y'all who I don't know if you missed it or not, but Tuesday was an interesting topic. We had BMT as a guest, and we were talking about the impact of pick-me's and if they're a force for good or evil. Mm.
Okay.
Uh, and that's like a never-ending discussion. I swear to God, I've been in no less than 4 discussions about that since Monday, including obviously over here and then over on BMT's channel and stuff. So if you missed that, I would say check it out because it is definitely interesting. I'm gonna speak your piece in the comments because we do want to hear from y'all. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this, Melody. I don't know if you got this conclusion as well, but the way I see it is, there's too many different ways of defining a pick me, and I think that a lot of different sectors just don't agree on what pick me means. What do you think?
I think that is absolutely correct. When I first came to this space, I was attacked and called a pick me because of my views aligned with the guys.
Mhm.
But when GC had coined that pick me's are women who want to be picked, or if they're married, they are picked and they're just continuing to be picked. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Continuing their man to love them and all that good stuff. that's the what am I trying to say? My head is, oh my God. That's actually the way I like to see pygmies. All this other stuff is just shaming tactics. The sisterhood, they love using that word as a shaming tactic. But we all know what pygmy is over here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. And I mean, definitions matter. I think it's a problem though. If we can't, I think we have to sometimes, especially if we want our message to get out to bigger and bigger crowds. And it's kind of the same kind of issue we're about to talk about with Austin. Is that sometimes we rely too much on these terms because we over here in this sector understand what them terms mean. Right. And so it's a shortcut to communicate with people so everyone knows what you mean without you having to use 1,000 million words. Fine. Right. But if you want your message to get out there and you want more and more people to understand you, right, then sometimes you can use the term, but you also got to be very clear and detailed about what you mean by the term for those people who are brand new to your page, brand new to your content, brand new to your meaning, right? Mm-hmm. Just saying, well, I said it in some other video is not going to cut it. Real talk. And I think for those of us who don't understand that and want to keep using that as a defense for our favorite content creators, it's because no offense, but you're thinking way too small time. Your brain is on a small time level where you're just thinking like, well, if I get 100 subscribers, oh my God, I'm basically famous, right? Like you're not thinking on a large enough scale where you're day by day, your channel's getting bigger and bigger, content's getting bigger and bigger, your reach is getting bigger and bigger. Right. You're going to have to explain yourself in every video. It is what it is. You should explain the basics, right? Like if you think about Kevin Samuels, for example, he explained the basics, right? So he would say MIT, men in training. He would just do that. He could have just said MIT. Well, if you don't know, I explained it in the previous video. Look for what video that is. Look it up because people are just going to randomly go through all your content until they find that one. Just no one's doing that, right?
No, you should always explain what you mean.
Always. FBI, CIA. He would say the acronym, but then he would very quickly just say what the terms mean, right? He would explain it, even though that wasn't the point of that video, right? Just so that way everybody's on the same page, whether you love him or hate him, whether you agree or not, at least you're on the same page. You know what the hell he's talking about. So, I'm going to say that by and large, although let's be fair, I'm going to be honest here. If you go back a few months ago, when last time Austin Holman was in the news, I made it very clear that I generally find his content in particular to be objectionable, and I said that. But I think he suffers from that issue where he knows he's growing, he knows he's getting more and more popular, but his brain is thinking too small time, and he's not making sure that he's putting in the extra 5 minutes every video to make sure he is explaining himself and really being clear, clarify terms, clarify meanings, so that way everybody's on the same page, whether they love or hate you, whether they agree or not, they got to be on the same page with you, especially if you want to keep growing. That's what it is.
Exactly, especially a message as big as the Passport Bros. You gotta thoroughly explain yourself every single time. Every single time you talk about it, I want to hear you saying, hey, listen, this is why I'm a passport bro. This is why I'm going over here. Don't just call the women easy. Just say, hey, they're a lot easier to deal with than American Black women or Westernized Black women or whatever you want to say. They're much easier. That way, people won't be like, well, damn, you called us easy. And then the word spread, once it gets all the way out there, it's going to come off like you're calling them sluts or whores. And that's not what you meant. So you have to explain yourself thoroughly.
Right. And I'll say this, right? Because I know it wasn't a title and whatever. I watched a little bit more here and there to get a better idea of the complaint itself. And I'm like, okay, you know what? There is definitely a video, and he sits there and he says, the Brazilian girls are easy, and you'll get a new one every night, basically, right? That's what he said. And he's like, and if for some reason you can't, well, it's okay, because the prostitutes are on fleek. That's basically what he said. It was like,
he actually said that?
He did. But now, again, in his opinion, right, like he wasn't trying to degrade the girls. I think he even said a sentence along that lines, like he doesn't mean it in a bad way, or like he wasn't trying to talk down about them. He just didn't think about the consequences and the receipt of the way everyone, whether it's his audience or women or whatever, would receive that message. Like, how would you receive it if someone said, like, if some chick, okay, guys, I want you to think about it like this. If some chick said, yo, contact him, he's easy to get $20 from. Would you think that's a good thing? Like, wouldn't you think that she's calling you a simp or a loser? Like, she's calling you something bad. Like, you wouldn't think it's a good thing. And I think, men need to realize that, they know that a virtuous woman is a good thing and a non-virtuous woman, a loose woman, is a bad thing. So talking about how easy a woman is, especially when you're talking about not one woman, but the Brazilian women.
Yeah, a whole nationality in a whole. You can't.
Right.
Can't do that. You gotta explain. But we understand you. We
Mhm.
know what you meant, Austin.
Mhm.
But look, now you got the news talking about you. That's what made me want to
Mm.
do this stream today, because they were on Fox News. So it looks like he's getting out there mainstream. So now they're talking about him on Fox News, saying that women worldwide is mad at him now. They were like, not only American women are mad at them, you got the Brazilians, you got women all over the world. So I found that interesting. I'm like, wow, you got like everybody's upset.
Well, I hope women in Thailand don't get mad at him, because from what I saw on his channel, that's where he's at now. So let's hope it's everywhere in the world but Thailand.
Oh, well, I heard that the Asian women were defending him somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm. I will say that, and I mean, to an extent, right? You have to be careful with countries that have a 304. I won't say legalization. It's not even about the legalization. It's about having like a caste system where one of the levels of the caste system is 304, because if that's the case, then they function on a different level. Right. And so they are not going to care all the stuff that you say. If anything, that's just going to make you fair game for the worst of their hustlers. So you do want to be careful. I'm not saying that about anywhere in Asia. I'm just saying, you do want to be careful, especially if you got a little mud on your face. You might want to, I'm not saying don't enjoy traveling still and whatever. I'm just saying maybe be a little more cautious going forward, because you don't know if, do you know what I mean? Well, once you're on, the hot button radar like that, you could be, you're more prone to get set up. You're more prone for that type of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I hope he's going to be careful. I do.
That's what I worry about, because now that his name and his face is out there, now he's probably going to be like kind of some kind of celebrity in these other countries. So when they see him, they're like, hey, that's the guy that, that said this about our women. And that's what I really hope don't happen, because I wouldn't want to see anything happen to, anybody. So he really needs to be careful.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. I mean, I didn't hear about this Fox News thing though. I would love to see the coverage.
Oh, I got it pulled up right here. So, guys, fair use. We're gonna play this clip, but we're also gonna stop and give our commentary of it, so we don't get flagged or copyright or anything like that. So, let me get it ready. Hold on.
Perfect.
Guys. Hold on.
I mean, at the end of the day, again, I know people take criticism, constructive or otherwise, as like, oh, well, then you're just hating or whatever. And I'm like, that's not what we're trying to do here. But let's keep it a buck. A lot of us don't have a lot of examples of, well, what to do once you go this public, right? Or you go viral like this. And a lot of us in our communities, we've seen a lot of people handle this really badly. So, I think that the criticism, as long as you're fair, you're constructive, you're doing it with love, with the purpose of improving, shouldn't be calling this hate. We just got to take it for what it is. I hope he's taking the lumps. I hope he's listening to the lumps though and taking the criticism, the feedback in, so he can, alter what he's doing for good.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let me get this played. Fair use, fair use.
Mm-hmm.
Sex in your travel itinerary. It's one of the travel goals for a community called the Passport Bros, meaning brothers. It's a traveling community of upwardly mobile black men. Some are accused of going around the world searching for a more traditional and submissive wife. But is it all about sex and just a girlfriend for hire and then return home to humiliate black women in America? That's the controversy that we're dealing with. One of its members, Austin Holman, is apologizing for comments that he made about Brazilian women. Take a listen.
What I meant by when I said that Brazilian women are easy, and I shouldn't use the word easy. I know that now. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, for a man that's well-mannered, well-dressed, that has put in the effort to raise himself, he will have an easier time in Brazil, as opposed to where I was from. That wasn't always the case.
Both.
So what you got to say about that, Rubes?
Well, I think the thing is, and let's keep it a buck, is that in general, what he just listed off as just, keeping yourself like well groomed, to clean yourself up and did that, blah blah blah. That's gonna get you better results no matter where you are. Even in a country like America, it's gonna get you better results. And I didn't know this. I know it now, that there are dudes who are outrightly refusing to do things like just basic hygiene, basic grooming and stuff like that. They're like, I shouldn't have to make no effort for a chick. I shouldn't have to. It's like, no, you should make that effort for life. Like, people don't like a stanky, bummy looking person, right? That's just that's what it is. And to be fair, I think he's being a little bit disingenuous with that comment though, because let's be real, we know that when you come from a country where your money's worth a lot more, right, then generally if you have $1,000 American, that's worth a lot of money somewhere where, each dollar of American dollars worth, hundreds or thousands of their dollars. So in a way, you're just able to live the high value man life and get the high value man clout for less money. So, I think it's a little disingenuous to pretend that the money or the perception of having money has nothing to do with these women in the other countries and them being, docile and wanting your time and attention. That's what I think.
Yeah, from what I understand, because my brother travels, he said, no matter what you look like, whether you present yourself in a suit or if you come casual, it doesn't matter. These women in other countries, they love American black men. Like he said, they go crazy over you. And they know that you have money, or they automatically assume you're rich just because you're American black woman. American black man. But what he's saying about how you look, I guess that'll get you even better results over there. Like if you come dressed really nice and clean, they might think you have a mansion somewhere, like we're so used to seeing black men come over there. But you're in this suit. They're like, oh my God. So you probably get the higher status women.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's still tied back to money or the perception of money, right? Whereas it's almost like he's intimating, well, if you just do the very basics here, that's all that these women are really looking for. And it's like, well, no, they're making a lot of assumptions based on the way the very basics in America look to them, right? Because I'm going to be real with y'all. There's something about the way American stuff is made, okay? I'm not even kidding. And we know, like, if you're American, right? If you've ever come to Canada for Caravana or something like that, right? We can tell the Americans from a billion miles away. There's something about the way your clothing's made. So the white of your clothing looks different than the white of our clothing. The bagginess of your clothes looks different than the bagginess of our clothes. I don't know what it is. Something that's crisper. Like you can just tell. You can tell when it's an American versus a non-American. You could tell it from a million miles away. And so if you already believe that Americans are, very wealthy in comparison to you, you can spot them from a million miles away in a country that's attached to America. Imagine how much you stay on it like a sore thumb no matter what the hell you're doing in a country that's like a third world country. You know what I mean? Like, dude.
You can tell it's even a difference in the way an American man walk.
Yeah.
His whole swag, like people can just see that from a mile away. So you can just have a regular outfit on, a t-shirt and some shorts, but they're gonna look at you and like, wow, this man is from America. I want him. You know what I mean? Look at you. So.
And yes, Ruby is Canadian, born and bred in Ontario, Canada. Thank you.
All right, let me.
The T-Dot. That's right. Okay.
American and women around the world are speaking out against the Passport Bros, arguing these guys are using their status to take advantage of women and even calling it a form of sex tourism and sex trafficking. Let's talk about it. Communications specialist Priscilla Pack and Rochelle Gemini both are here on The Factor Uncensored. We were supposed to do this last week. We're doing it this week. You have done a lot of research. When you think about and what you've heard about Passport Bros, your opinion on this so-called group?
Let me tell you, they weren't even on my radar. You brought it up to me, and then I saw it, and I was just like, oh, that's cute. Guys go and get their passports. My son just got his passport last week. He's 9. So that's cool. Passport brothers, that's what's up. Then I started doing the research, and I'm like, wait a minute. Because I grew up, with 2-parent household. My parents still happily married. I grew up in love. Some people grew up in survival mode, and maybe they just in a whole nother dimension of trying to find love or trying to find easy situations and everything. But at the same time, it was like, why do you have to put down the thing that you don't like in front of everybody just to get the thing that you do want? I don't care.
That being Black women in America, putting them down for women who may be of color in another country.
Right, that want to be a little more...
also submissive
to
them.
Exactly.
But also paid prostitution in many cases.
And
there's that paid prostitution thing. That's what everybody think men are going over there for. Paid prostitution.
Because a lot are. See, this is my issue, right? And I said this before too, right? I said, listen, I don't actually see I do not see an issue with being a sex tourist. I don't. If that's what you want, right? You're saying, listen, it'll be much cheaper. The quality as far as the look and whatever for the same cost will be higher, whatever. And, I just want to go and be surrounded by beautiful women, some of whom are going to sleep with me for a low cost. And I'm good with that. I'm young. I'm not ready to settle down yet. I'm not ready. And I also don't have the kind of money you would need to pay for the same thing in America. And that's what I want. I don't have a problem with that. And I don't think that we should be shaming or degrading that kind of behavior, because that's what young boys have been doing these young lads have been doing to become men. It's like a rite of passage, right? You go to Mexico, or you do whatever, you go to Bahamas, you do something, and you come back a man, right? Like it's something that boys have been doing, right? Young men have been doing to become men. So I don't see the problem with it. The only thing I find problematic is when people turn around and then to defend it, they start talking about how there's no appropriate wives. I'm like, okay, but if those countries are rife with appropriate wives, then where's yours? Like, well, it's not because you can't find one there. It's because you're not there for a wife. And I think that's okay, right? I just think don't muddy the waters, because there are definitely guys who are going overseas to find wives. And I think that there should be a line of demarcation. There should be a difference. The guys who are going to get wives, because now they're ready. They're ready to be husbands. They're ready to start families, and they can't find appropriate wives where they live. So they're going to go somewhere else to find people with like minds and values, and that should be a particular type of, or subtype of passport bro content. And then the dudes who are like, no, I'm just going to see beautiful women who will treat me right if I just act like a decent person, which is not what I'm getting where I'm from, and, you know, get my D wet, maybe not be involuntarily celibate anymore, or celibate because there is just nothing appropriate for me to, you know, end that celibacy or whatever it is, right? I'm like, that should be a different kind of content under the same subheading, right? So I basically kind of feel like the problem is everyone is saying, no, well, we're looking for suitable wives, even though it's very obvious that some people are currently not in the market for a wife, and that's okay. And I think lying about it almost makes the other reasons for traveling, like, almost like it makes them like shameful. Well, if you were to admit to it, it's because you know you're wrong. It's like, are they wrong though? I don't think they are. So I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I have nothing to say. Let me continue.
So they covering up.
Ruby, check the back chat real quick.
And you can
Okay.
tell that by the way that, what's his name, Austin,
Hold on.
was talking, because I saw the other videos of him going like, hey, you would have sexual intercourse with me tonight, right? And she's saying, yes. They about to really get a lick on him. That's what's really about to happen. Because I also saw some of the women from overseas saying, yeah, we're just trying to get a lick. You know, they also came out saying, we know these passport bros. They not new.
Mhm. So essentially, they're chumps themselves.
Yes.
They're simply Johns on the streets of America.
There might be some that might be actually looking for love that can't find it maybe in America, but you didn't let some rotten apples into y'all group, and y'all need to call the ones out that's not doing it correctly, because baby, we not just in America. You can claim wherever you want to be anytime. I don't care. Get a passport. Go find your love. But at the same time, don't put down us just because you feel like you've had some rejection. Deal with rejection. Heal. Go do your thing. We don't care.
Right. So I kind of agree with her when she says, hey, listen, if you're going to move on, but stop talking about American Black women. If you're going to, you know, you want to be a passport bro, you want to travel over there, fine. But just leave it alone. You left the community, leave it alone. I do agree with that to a certain extent. But if you do want to educate other men on it, you know, kind of like Austin is doing, because he don't really talk that bad about American Black women. He just speaks highly of other women and say, you know, this is a better choice. But he don't like degrade Black women. It's not like he's lying on Black women. He's being truthful, you know, he's telling the truth. But some of these men will like say crazy things about Black women.
Yeah, and some of these men they've never gotten a passport. They've never traveled anywhere. They don't even want to, right? So, and this is an issue that you're going to have in every sector of the YouTube period and of the internet. People who hide behind particular movements or in particular sectors and use that as a mask for their real goal or their real intention. And in this case, it would be it's basically like a form of negging. Right? It's either the guys are jealous or angry that they're not being chosen by, you know, the American Black woman, or they're trying to neg, right? So they're trying to knock these women down several pegs so that way maybe then he'll have a shot. And I like that is different than just talking about the glory of the women overseas and da-da-da. And, you know, these are my standards. This is why these are my standards. This is why the women in my area didn't meet those standards. And that's why, you know, I went elsewhere and look at these women. They're so beautiful. Hey, what's wrong with, like, you know, you can do that. Keep it all classy, right? I think that you should do that actually, because there's going to be a lot of dysfunctional people who will thrive off of the negative attention, because all attention is seen as good attention because they're dysfunctional, right? So if you really don't want to feed them, the really kind of like the worst, you know, slap in the face would be to move on altogether and literally just not notice them anymore.
Right.
No, I'm not listening to them. I don't care. Yeah, exactly.
You know, but hey, whatever. Trey said, just don't watch.
Well, that's the problem though, isn't it? Right? Is we can say that in this day and age. But then I don't have to watch. There's lots of things I know about for some reason on the internet that I've never seen myself, never would have seen myself. But guess what? Some channel I do watch decides to cover it. Not only that, but it's not even about us watching. It's about people taking those clips, taking those sentences and whatever, and then posting them on other types of media, and then that going viral, and then you're hearing it being repeated everywhere, right? Sometimes hearing opinions be repeated as though they're facts, especially in younger generations and whatnot. So, we can't pretend that, well, if you just don't watch Austin Holman, then you'll never have any idea what he said. That's not true. Guess what? Everyone who watches Fox now knows exactly what Austin Holman said there about women being easy in Brazil. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to watch him to know what he just said there. So,
right, just watch what you said. I'm gonna.
Oh God, TikTok is a nightmare, and JTC. No, it is. It's a whole nightmare. But JTC, for the record, I don't know Drake. However, I do know one of his ex-girlfriends, and I know a bunch of people who knew Drake while he was dating that ex-girlfriend. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, let's go.
And of course, we're not talking about all individuals who may travel out of the country, but Priscilla, for those who may be taking advantage of women out there and then trying to humiliate Black women in America, your thoughts about that?
I think it's really, really sad. Like, I look at them and I almost want to pity them, but then I don't, because there's a level of ignorance that's deplorable. I'm glad to use that word today. I think that they are taking advantage, at least from what they project themselves to be as a group. They're taking advantage of gender gaps and economic opportunities that are not there in these other countries that are present for us in America, in the States, in Canada, in Scandinavia, all over the world, and not even thinking back to the history of why are women and people made to be so independent in this country today. I think there's so many factors that they shove to the side for their preferences and trying to deem it a movement, which is so disappointing to hear. The civil rights movement was a movement.
Facts.
Anti-apartheid movement was a movement. Come on. So I'm thinking of Passport Bros, like, this is a shame. You could really take advantage of your opportunity to educate people on how to get a passport, to go overseas, travel the world, and to learn, and not just make it be about sex. And the fact that now you're putting this stigma on people and Black people in America, that is literally mushing us down. I hate that I said mushing, couldn't find a better word right there.
Right.
But like,
what
bringing us
mushing
down.
means.
Right. They all know. They know. But what does that
But to
do
hear
for our
really quick them
perspective?
talk some of them, not all of them, talk so badly about Black women in America, saying you guys are too bossy, you're too much, you're not feminine enough for them.
I think that sounds a lot to me like insecurities and the inability to seek what you want with what you have, where you are. That's what I really think about that. It almost disgusts me and is borderline gaslighting to sit here and treat American women, American Black women, and try to shut us down because we may be educated or have the ability to obtain certain finances and social status that we're not in other countries.
And you attract
It's a shame.
what you put out there too.
It's a shame.
All right.
Like, don't put that on us. Yeah, don't put that on us.
Thank you, ladies, for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Still ahead on the
All right.
Tonight, for the first time.
Oops. Okay, let me stop sharing that. Oh, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So that
And
happened.
yes, we are going to drop the link, right? We are going to drop the link, right? Okay. Someone asked earlier, and I meant to answer. So then I was like, I don't know. Actually, are we going to drop the link? We're going to drop the link for a bit.
I'm sorry.
Are we going to drop the link?
Oh yeah, we're gonna drop it. I was just distracted a little bit from something I saw, so I wasn't thinking. But
No. Me too. No worries.
Right. Let me drop it though. Yeah. So come up and tell us your take on the situation that Austin is going mainstream on this. People are all over the world is seeing this. So
I think it's called Fox Soul, though, isn't it? Like, isn't that the version of Fox that that Cynthia G was on and other people go on, or is that not? Because
Yeah, no, that's
JCC.
a different. That's actually Fox News.
Oh, it's
That's
actually Fox News. Okay, because that's what Trey said. He said this is Houston local TV. So I was like,
oh,
oh,
it's
okay.
Houston. Okay, so it's only over in Texas then.
So it's not like it's not an international incident, or it's not a national incident, even though it's creating an international incident. Got it.
Right. Well, anyway, it still made the news no matter what news it made. And I'm pretty sure it's going to make the Shade Room and World Star and all that other stuff. Pretty sure it will.
Oh, of course it will. I
Right?
mean, at the end of the day, they have no choice.
Exactly. So come on up. I dropped the link. Tell us what you think about this. Tell us your opinion on it. We already gave our opinion on it. Oh, here comes Trey. Hi,
Okay.
Trey.
Hey, Trey.
What's going on, ladies?
What's going on? Good to see you.
Another
Mhm.
evening. Man, Ruby, I'm heading up your way to Cambridge.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just left Alliston a couple days ago and then heading right back up there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why
you
were
like
you?
it there?
That's like, Alliston, Ontario is terrible. Okay.
Is it
Do
like
people
the
live
hood?
there?
Yeah, right? Is it at the hood?
Yeah, I like it
No.
out there, though. I like it out there in like Kitchener, Waterloo, that area. Toronto, not
Really?
so much. Yeah,
No, I hate
pretty
Toronto
chill.
too. I'm in the West, right? So I'm west of Toronto. I'm not in Toronto, but I'm like,
Okay.
that's going too far out for me. Like I still like, I live in the suburbs, but I don't like to be like in like those, like, okay, Alliston is like nowhere. At least people have always lived in Kitchener, Waterloo, but I'm like, Alliston, Ontario is like very brand new. People just started building houses there not that long ago, really. So
Because basically Honda owns the entire city up there, and they're putting all these factories in up there. So like more and more people are moving in.
oh, is that why? Okay.
Yeah,
That makes
but yeah,
sense because actually buying a house there is actually really cheap, but it's just such a
yeah.
far commute, right? So,
Japanese Canadian cars.
yeah, no. Have you ever
But
heard of Milton? I live very close to Milton.
yeah, I know Milton.
Yeah,
Go through there, like, but how do you pronounce it? Itabuke. How do you pronounce that city?
Etobicoke.
There it is.
You were way off.
No,
Yeah,
no, because that's how it's spelled. It's spelled the way he said it. Like it's like if you say Coke, like that's how it's spelled, but it's Etobicoke. Yeah,
yeah. I almost got like denied going across the border because I couldn't pronounce it one time.
because he couldn't
And
pronounce it.
yeah, I was just like, dude, I'm going to Guelph. He's like, all right, okay.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's okay. I was born in Etobicoke, so I just back in the days, like even though my family lived in like Mississauga, but at that time there was no real hospital in Mississauga. Mississauga wasn't really built up like that, like it is now. So the closest one was hospital was the one in Etobicoke. So that's why I was born in Etobicoke. Yep.
Yeah, there's a really nice workout park that like I always go to when I'm over there because I normally got to sit and wait for a load, so I just go down there to the E word city and just work out.
You can call it Toronto. So next time you're coming over, if that's where you're going to Etobicoke, you can just call it Toronto because technically it's like a suburb of Toronto. So it's
I
fine.
bet. But as far as like, man, Austin, I wish the kid the best. Hopefully some, some military cat will pull him to the side and be like, hey man, move in silence.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
everything he's been accused of, like soldiers, other, ethnicities, races, whatever you want to call it, been doing it for years. Military cats been doing it for years. And, we did what we did. And it was no big deal. And it was like, and to see it get blown out of proportion now, it's like, shit,
Right.
y'all don't do the stuff we've done in the past.
Right, but you
Mhm.
can blame it on social media and YouTube now because back then, I'm sure when you were going overseas, there was no social media like that, but now everyone's speaking their piece and, you have the manosphere where everybody's telling men, hey, you should go overseas and get a submissive woman and all that. Now it's loud, it's out there. So people
Yeah,
are
it
now
was a It was a small, like, well, I'm not that old, y'all, but we had started off with like Black Planet, and then right off the Black Planet, Mi Gente, like
Yes.
MySpace kicked in.
Hmm.
And so, the word went out. There was a lot of military folks using to reconnect with each other. And, we passed the stories along. Like my dad was in Germany in 68 and 70, and he passed it to me. Like a lot of cats, their older uncles, brothers, whatever, would pass the story. So you knew where to get stationed at and who to link up with when you got overseas, where to go. And, like places like Germany, my first place I went overseas, they told me, hey, man, you a dark-skinned brother. Bro, just forget it. It's a wrap, man. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. And it was right. I went to the club, and I was just sitting there, and like German women just kept coming up over and over. And I'm like, damn, this melanin does have power.
Hmm.
And and then it wasn't nothing to put out there on like MySpace or Black Planet. It was just known.
Right.
It was just unwritten code.
Well,
Hmm.
what about the fact that white men and other nationalities of men been doing this, but they're trying to take a black man and make him the face of it and call it sex tourism? Like, how do you feel
Well,
about that?
well, I mean, shoot, I've done dirt with the white boys. Like jump when I first started, it was like because soldiers, military, we just green. So no white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, we was all the same. Didn't really matter. But we all moved alike. And then when you go overseas, and you have that, military mindset, you're not thinking about the race stuff. So you run into other expats over there from other countries, you run into Jamaican cats, Scandinavian cats. It's just we're all foreigners over there. And you learn how to move. But here what this is what happened. This is where Austin needs, get his wrist smacked. Don't go flexing. That's the problem, excuse my language, when they sold blacks versus niggas like to flex.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there would get you caught up.
There you go. And that's the answer. That's one part of the answer to what Angela C just said, right? White men are allowed to do whatever they want. No, white men are smart enough to keep their mouths shut when they find a good thing, right?
Exactly.
So if they know they can keep traveling to the Philippines or wherever the heck, okay, to get exactly what they're looking for, they would not go put that or themselves on blast about doing it. They would just silently go book their little trip 3, 4, 5, 10 times a year and go do what they do. And if there was a business associate or someone they really trusted, built a trust with, they might share the information quietly, privately, you know what I mean? But they wouldn't be flexing for, the gram, flexing for whatever, flexing for clout and attention and whatever, right? Like they don't do that. So they don't get caught up the same way and open themselves up to the same kind of criticism that, these young black men are opening themselves up to by flexing constantly.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you this, though.
okay.
I'm going to ask you guys this. Do you think Austin and all the other passport bros are doing it for clout, or do you think they sincerely want black men to do better and get better women?
For me, it's a mix of both. I watch, and I'm like, sometimes I'll chime in and be like, hey man, you might not want to do that, just or be like, hey man, salute to y'all. But I mean, when I'm overseas, I see them, I go the other way because I know like the mentality. So the clout mentality is why I go the other way. But if I'm overseas and I really see an American, I don't care about the race thing. If I see an American doing something stupid, and I hear him talking, you can, as Ruby said before, you can spot an American a mile away wherever you're at in the world. I'll just pull him to the side and be like, hey man, you might not want to do that. Just one, American to another. Like you might want to do something different. It's on you whether or not you want to listen to me or not.
Exactly. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing, right? You'd be disingenuous as hell to say that there's not a definitive part where it's about clout and about flexing and about getting that attention and about proving that you're something when you make your message accessible and it's free and open on the World Wide Web and you're pushing it, and then you listen to the way that the message is being delivered, right? It's all of those things together, because it would be, if you cared, right, you could do a really sanitized version of a message, right? Just talking generally about traveling and da-da-da-da-da. And then you could have a private Discord server and you could drop all the tea in this private Discord server where you would not get the same type of clout and attention and whatever, right? But there's that element to it. And I'm not even like hating on that element, right? Like social media clout and going viral or whatever is very powerful in this day and age for more than just your ego. Like it's powerful. It's a powerful thing these days. But I'm just saying, the problem is not everything is for flexing on. And if you do, it's going to make you give it your 15 minutes, but you might not like the ending outcome. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'll tell you, I started like 2003 when I went to Germany. It was like first experience going overseas. And right away, there were old school internet forms of like blogs, like Roosh Fee's blog, like a lot of the pickup art. I can't remember the name of where ARC and Rolo used to hang out at, that magazine they used to write for.
Oh, the Negro Manosphere.
No. It was a mainstream magazine that Rolo Tomasi and ARC wrote for. And there was a blog section to it where, brothers, white boys, Americans, other dudes from all around the world would put down their mongering tales. And I don't know, y'all know what monger means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Melody, what monger means?
Not really.
All right, so it means to go around the world being a whoremonger.
Okay.
Yeah, so mongering is when we just going out there to find some women. We've been stationed at Cats. I'm just stationed in Korea for at the DMZ, where it's just nothing but freaking, man, use good words now, nothing but men at the DMZ. And it's like, man, let's go to Thailand for 2 weeks. It was already known. We going over there to monger. That's what we going to do. But this was just, this is just unwritten code back in the day, whereas we knew where to go to. We knew which blogs. Man, a cat used to have a blog called Swoop the World. A couple white boys that just went around headhunting. One was Swoop. I can't remember the other one's name. The Eagle. But yeah, they never showed their faces. They just used the eagle and a crest, like some face logos, and they went around the world like destroying. And they take pictures of the women, but they never show themselves.
Oh.
It was.
See?
It's been out there for the minute, and I saw it coming. When the whole, because there's a lot of other content creators on YouTube that have been in the passport space for a minute. It's just real low key. And I watched them start blowing up, and I'm like, oh man, this ain't gonna go right. Something's gonna happen, but it's what it is. It's on them.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is too, right, is that when you're not giving the full, I saw a lot of people who were really surprised that Austin could give an apology for 5 minutes in Portuguese. And I was like, that goes to show you that the message that's really being harped on or focused on or delivered on is not, I think, the best part of the message, right? Because, in and of itself, and maybe people don't understand that because they never really traveled anywhere before. Whereas I was raised on traveling, even if it was just to drive, 4, 5, 6 hours north inside of this province and go somewhere. Or if it was to go across Canada, both left and right, and all across Canada, or to go into the States, or to fly somewhere overseas, right? The point is like every year, at least once a year, sometimes twice, right? My mom made it a point to bring me somewhere just so I could experience not here, right? Not my regular, not where I was born and raised. And so as a result, I got to truly understand the value of, being pushed out of your own boundaries, and getting to experience another culture, getting to experience other practices, getting to, just the, not the, sexy stuff. I mean, I was a kid, right? But food and the clothing and the music and the language and just the culture, the movements, the whatever, right?
Weather.
It enriches you. Yes. Yeah. Right. It enriches you and it changes you in a way. And it's like, I kind of feel like the message is cheating people when it's just talking about chicks and that's it. Because it's like, you're going to go there and you're going to land and go, where the hot chicks at?
Well, real quick.
And then that's where you're going to go. And that's it.
Question. Did Austin only talk about chicks or did he talk about culture too? Because I didn't really follow him that much.
So Melody, only brothers are following him, and brothers want to see that ass. Brothers want to know where the thick women at. That's what they trying to see. I ain't, I'm not giving up any codes right here. I'm just telling it like it is. And that type of attention, it's just okay. If you compare Austin to like Passport Heavy, Jabril.
Mhm.
Y'all familiar with Jabril?
No.
Cat out of Chicago. And he's like a millionaire. He's been doing this for like years. Heavy production, and he goes around and just explores and shows the people, the land. And he'll might sprinkle in some women every now and there just showing, but he doesn't big up it. And then but everybody, you can read between the lines with Jabril's videos and know like, okay, based on them little clips he showed, all right, I need to get there to see these women. This is where I want to go to see a woman. But he's not, broadcasting about it. But if you look at it from a women, men, old, young, race, immaterial, you can look at his content and be like, all right, cool. But he's just a brother from the south side of Chicago, just him and his brother doing it big.
Right. And I think that's the thing. Like, I don't know if he ever talked about culture in one obscure time, but when I was doing the research, because he had kind of gotten a little viral, at least within, the Black sector, I do know that he knew the right women to go to basically the sex parties with the other women, right? And so these are the women, they set it up and did it. And introduced us to a couple people, and like he was trying to get them to blatantly say stuff, and they were trying to like low key answer him, but like smack him down. And we're like, shut up, bro! You're being a little too, patently obvious about what the words that are coming out of your mouth. Like, we can't say it like that. We got to say it in this way, a little class, a little whatever. And he was really trying to not. No, let's just say it better. Sex party, free. Come on, free pussy. And it's
Get out of here.
Really what he wanted to do.
Hey, can I use some crass language real quick?
Yeah.
Can I use some crass language? So, it's another thing in the military you learn. A lot of that goes down, women and men, and it's like the movie Fight Club. It's just instead it's Fuck Club. First rule of Fuck Club: never talk about Fuck Club. If you're doing dirt, it's like dudes that are like. Okay, dudes in the military who are always going overseas when they go on mission, fucking around on their wife. Man, you ain't gonna say nothing. You knew what dude was doing, but like, hey, shoot, dude, you get caught, it's on you, because more than likely you was doing the same shit.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So what do you think this means for all the other passport bros, Trey?
Well, to me, if it was me, I'm still like. Going in silence. Like had a cat, I knew had a rule. He didn't post any of his content till he was back stateside. He did all pre-records. Then he'd get back, boom, post all his stuff. And just put it out there. And then if you want to know about it, hey, reach out to me. If you want to know this, hey, go over here to this group. So it's just Passport Bros. I mean, for a minute, it'll die off, but there'll be a certain stigma to it. And there's a lot of, what? For instance, the Scope King. Y'all know what scopamine is, right? The little male date rape drug the Colombian chicks are hitting dudes with. So I follow the Colombian side of YouTube. I speak enough Spanish to get by. But the Scope King did an interview with like Colombian Vice. And he said straight up, the dudes I target are New York black dudes, Jamaicans, and just magos in general. He said it straight up. He said they're the easiest to get over on. Because and this is the reason why Passport Bros, like if you have that mindset and you lean towards the community and you got to go be around other brothers, all right, cool. Just remember though, these Colombian dudes are targeting you. They're just using Colombian women to get at you because they ain't stupid. They follow social media and they know brothers are starving for femininity. And the dude, the Scope King, straight is set up in the video. He's like, yeah, man, brothers like thick women. They like big booties and big breasts. That's how we get them.
Well, yeah, definitely. Now I have to share this. So I actually went and got my laptop just so I could share this one thing. I'm going to share something with y'all. No, don't put it up. Put it back down. Yeah. I'm going to share this thing with y'all. It's a story about why it is that, culture, including language, is really important. You should definitely learn it if you're going to be going to these places.
Yes, I always said that.
Yep. And this one guy, he shared his story. Okay, this is AJ Carter, 52, and it says, "Please learn your Spanish." That's the title of this. It's please learn your Spanish. So let's listen to AJ's story. I think I pressed
Fair
the volume thing.
use.
Fair use.
Because I've been
Okay.
getting copyright strikes lately, Rubes, when I've been sharing things.
No, you have to challenge it. And the fact that you don't challenge it is a bane on my existence. However, I need you to challenge those things because we don't actually violate copyright policy. So
We really
if you
don't.
challenge it, then they have to review it.
Okay, yeah, I must have to start doing that.
Yeah, because what companies will do, okay, for this is like a 2-second like lesson for everybody in general. So if you have any kind of pull in power in YouTube, there's things that you can do, including when you upload your own content, or if you're a music person, you can do this as well, right? As soon as you have something uploaded, whatever, you can literally tag the entire thing. So if someone plays 2 seconds of it, they will get copyright struck right away. Right now, this is something YouTube gave them that power, so that way YouTube didn't have to deal with the lawsuits. But the truth is, right, that copyright law is copyright law, which means, right, that it's an automatic robot doing this, and that if you challenge it, then you're forcing through appeal, right, to make a human being actually review it to see if you violated copyright law or not. So that's why I say, I'm like, for anybody in general, you get struck down by anybody, you need to challenge it, because it's not okay for these big corporations to be able to silence us just by being able to strike us, even though it's not fair. But yes, let's listen to this dude because it's hilarious. I mean, sad. It's very sad. Okay.
Fair use.
Fair use.
All my homies out there, before you go to DR, learn your Spanish, bro. I go out there, little bad little mommy, Dominican joint.
Look at the
She
tears.
on me, showing me love, so I take her to the little hotel drink. And we in there, so we get in there rocking. We start getting crazy. I take her in the room. One thing leads to the next. I start hitting it from the back. I'm hitting it from the back, and she like, ay, Sanchicha, ay, Dios mío, Sanchicha. So I call my mans, bro, back in the Bronx, New York.
Hold on. Does anyone speak Spanish? Does anyone know what he just said? Because I don't speak Spanish, right? So for me, if you do speak Spanish, don't repeat it. But for me, I'm like, yo, this story was great because I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what the hell he just said, right? But now imagine as a dude, right? So y'all know what Dios míos mean, right? Oh my God! And you try to put in good work. The brother's putting in good work, and then you got this chick going, "Oh, Dios mío," and saying words you don't know, and he's thinking, "Yeah, I'm tearing it up." He feels great. Now let's keep listening. Okay.
I'm like, yo, bro, they showing me love out here, bro. You gotta come out here, bro. They show you love, bro. I came back, bro. She in the room with my other man. Come on, papi, ayos mío, lagarniza. Like,
this gotta be fake, Rubes.
No, listen, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Calling him something else. Bro, I go on Google Translator, bro. Sanchicha was a little thing in the can, in the blue can. Yeah, sausage in America. Longanisa is like 3 feet long. My nigga like, wow.
So, moral of the story is, right? He didn't know that he was flopping and he was very, very small in comparison to his friend because he didn't understand the language. So he thought she was being encouraging with the Dios míos. He thought he was tearing it up, what does he call it? Breaking out her back or something? I don't know. I don't know that term.
Blowing her back out.
Yeah, blowing her back out. Thank you. Right? Meanwhile, she was saying, "Oh my God, you like a Vienna smash sausage. You so small. I need some real D." Like that's what this chick was saying the whole time he was working so hard. So learn the language.
And here's the thing about also, but besides the language, look, you got to learn like to maintain frame. And just looking at dude, he's just a big old lard body, fat ass. And it works the same way around the world. Your resources, yeah, you can get in the door with it. But she ain't going to be super uber turned on by your body. It's just going to be like, okay, this is the check. I got to do what I got to do to get this check. His homeboy was probably, looking like, Wesley Pipes or something. you know, with the hard body, and they're gonna get turned on by that. You know, his homeboy ain't got the money, but you know, he's got the sex. So she's like, okay, best of both worlds. But they don't, you know, but guys don't realize it. Like, look, the type, if you don't speak the language and you looking like, you know, my man, like a whole big marshmallow, nah, you ain't getting top quality. You getting like, you know, an American 3. It just has like American 8 looks.
True.
That is so true. But I mean, I still think it was fake. He crying over that. Come on now. I mean, it may have happened, but he was putting on a show for clout. Definitely. That was obvious. But
I mean, he doesn't have that many followers or anything like that. I don't even know where JR found this. JR Wisdom played it on his channel, and I was like, where did you find this from? This has like 100 views. This channel has like nobody on it. I'm like, I don't know where he found it, but
yeah, it's going
apparently
viral. We were joking about it on his service channel the other day.
Yeah. Well, you gotta learn a culture, guys. If you guys are gonna go to another culture, you have to respect them by learning their culture.
Yeah, and get your body right. That's one thing. Piece of advice I get to the pastor: get your body right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be going to you know, it's already hard enough to get health care in a second or third world country. But you better be in tip-top shape when you get over there.
Exactly. I mean, but even if you're not in shape, at least, I don't know, have something.
No, I disagree with that. I'm not even gonna let you go. I'm not even gonna let you go. You know why I'm not gonna let you go, Molly? Here's why. Because, right, if you think about it, right, the women are all gorgeous walking down the beach and whatever, right? I mean, we know, we've seen Austin's content, so we know how many of the women, it's a very large majority, are gorgeous. But guess what? In a third world country, there's not a lot to do, which means generally the people tend to be thin and built because there's not a lot to do. So the men are also built, right? So that means you are in competition, not just with resources, right? But you're in competition. Just look at the physicality of the men, right? That's why women talk about going and doing this type of thing as well, because the men are gorgeous. They all got an 8-pack. They all got the pecs and the biceps and whatever. So as a man now, right? Yes, you're going to be able to, well, I'm American and I got the ducats, and yeah, you're going to be able to have that. But let's be real. The ones who have the body too are the ones that all of the highest quality of women are going to be flocking towards and begging to serve. That's just what it is.
So I'll keep it.
Wait, real quick, let me just say this. The guys in the space say it don't matter. Resources and money matter. They say it don't matter what you look like. So you're
That's
saying
bullshit.
So you're saying
Melody, I'll keep it a buck. I'll keep it a buck, Melody. When I was traveling, you know, before I gained all this chunk, you know, I got now, I was like ripped up. And then when I was in the military, I was like bodybuilder. And along with speaking the language, I'm telling you straight up, the women these dudes deal with, just from speaking the language, you know, my pockets was nice. And the fact that I was, you know, all built and ripped up, it was a wrap. And I can dance bachata and salsa. That's it. I can take your girl in 2 seconds. I go over there and talk to I'll go over there and talk to your girl. You don't even know what the fuck I'm saying to her. I'll go talk to her friend, tell her something. Hey, come roll with me and my mans in Spanish. They gone. Because when you don't understand the language and the culture, the type of women you're dealing with, the barracudas. They on the hunt. So a nigga come up to speak fluent Spanish and him and his homeboy looking nice and they got nice bodies, they out just like that. Yeah. And that was a confession. I'm not like that anymore. You know, I'm looking at the guy right now like, hey, I left that life.
You
but
better.
I'm just saying.
Right.
So that whole talking point is BS.
Yes. You know, here's the thing, right? And I understand where some of the valid men were coming from with the talking point, where they're saying that you know, there's this dysfunction in the community now where women are supposed to care about a man being a provider and a protector, right? And they've got life so backwards and they're trying so hard to, you know, be men and compete like men that all they care about is looks, like how men only care about looks. And it's like, okay, I understand what you're saying there, and that is a problem. You're supposed to care about the quality and character of the man, and that is more important, you know, in a long-term kind of way. But let's be real, we're human beings, right? And the woman's area, okay, just the clit, not the whole thing, just the clit, has way more nerve endings than the man's anywhere. The whole thing.
Where are we going here? Whoa, where are we going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm explaining it to say this, right? So that's thing number one. Thing number two, though, right, is that we were built to find, right, the after puberty, right, or adult male, Women were built to find that sexually pleasing and attractive, right? There's a reason for that. So it makes us want to go and try this whole let me sleep with you kind of thing. And then, all the nerve endings make you want to keep coming back for more. But the point is that when we look at someone looking good, right? Like, yeah, it stimulates us as human beings. Women are humans too, right? So it does matter. But being overweight, the thing it says for women, it does say something similar about men. I mean, I think most women are willing to overlook it, or, they think about it and say, well, if I'm there to help him cook and, I can kind of help him out with that, right? Because it's harder to change someone's character than it is to just change the outside. But let's be real, right? If you're not taking care of yourself physically, that does say things about your character, right? Women want to ignore that, right? The Hayes movement wants to ignore that. But when a man looks at a woman and says, I think you're lazy and you don't care about yourself because you're massively morbidly obese, like, that's the message your body's sending when you're overweight.
But you go first,
Ruby,
Anthony.
I was going to say that in the community, everything has become, bass backwards. The average size of a woman, 5'4", 185. And a lot of these dudes, raised by their fat mama and they fat aunties, they fat cousins, and all of them got men. And then you see all these built men celebrities rolling around here with these big women. It's being promoted everywhere. You watch mainstream media, television, you'll see every other race of woman will be small, but the black chick out the crew will be fat now. And that's the message that's being portrayed out there. And so now all I see these dudes talking about is, man, I want a thick woman. I want thick, thick, thick. And these brothers are trying to pass fat chicks off. It's thick. So when they go and when they going overseas, you going overseas to the land of milk and honey, getting a thick chick. Over there, she's morbidly obese. If you're getting a chick that's freaking out, let's throw something out there, 5'5", $160 in Colombia, or Uruguay with no kids, man, she's like diabetic. Something's wrong with her. She got gout or something. Like, women are naturally thin when you go to these places. And it's not just even Hispanic countries, European, Asian countries. The women are small. But the mentality of black men who are raised from the community is, I got to get thick. And they don't get it that the thick women in those countries are the trash. They're the garbage. They're the leftovers.
We talk about that all the time here, about the thick versus fat. It's actually disgusting to me. Men, we always talk about this all the time. Men don't have standards. Black men don't have standards. I'm sorry, Trey. I know you're a black man, but a lot of black men don't.
Hey, hold up. I belong to the Brown Coalition now. I left.
Oh, sorry.
I gave up about 6 months ago by marriage. I am in the Brown Coalition now because I think nothing like black dudes. Maybe it's my Jamaican mom. I don't know what it is. Maybe my dad traveled the world, but no, I am part of the Brown Coalition now.
Right. Well, I'm glad you have standards, and a lot of black men here have standards in the space. But if you see these black men with money, nice bodies, they can dress, they always have a big fat woman, or maybe a white woman that's fat, or like you said, a Spanish woman that's fat, and they think it's good looking, but they don't know that these men are laughing at them. Like, these men from that race of women they have are laughing like, oh, damn, he got our leftovers. We don't want that, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, they happy. They not like when you hear these videos, oh, the men over there, they're going to be mad. No, they not, because you taking that cousin that's taking up that extra bedroom in their house away. Yeah, man, cool. Yeah, quinceañera. What else you want? Yeah, we'll set you up. We got you, bro. Take her off our hands.
Yeah, exactly. It's like nobody is saying, oh, damn, why you got our bad chicks. No, these chicks are not bad at all. Now, when a black man do have a bad chick, like when they go overseas, I'm sure those men probably feel some type of way. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, I'll put it to you like this: as far as men's eyes, brothers, when they get overseas, they can say all day long they like a thick woman, but with a woman that's a daggone hard body 9 or 10 with the face and the body come up, no, all that thick shit goes out the window. Right out the window, because when they out there tricking, they ain't tricking with the big girls. They tricking with the dime piece, as much close to an American dime piece as they can get, and they ain't going no Afro Latina when they over in, Spanish speaking countries. They getting that long, silky pizzo liso hair, that daggone tan or, they ain't got color skin. That's what they going for.
Right, but how do the men feel when they see you guys with these high status women, these 8, 9, and
Well,
10? How do
I
they
can tell you, and that has to do. So as Melody knows, I had a conversation with my friend who's back in Brazil right now, but is planning on leaving literally whenever the 21st is. I was gonna say tomorrow, but I don't know if the 21st is tomorrow, so it might be Friday. Anyway, and told him about the situation, and the first thing he said is, well, I hope he already got the hell out of Dodge. Well, and I was like, well, why is that? And he said, these people, yeah, no, he needs to get the hell out of here. These people are like animals. And I was like, oh, did you really say that? And he's like,
nice?
No, it's not. But I called him. He's like, listen, what I mean is they are a pack of wolves, the entire country, right? So when they feel you violated, they are going to attack. They are not seeing themselves like, he's in Brazil. He's like, they're not seeing themselves like, oh, well, let's all just be diplomatic and da-da-da and whatever, right? When they're going to bite, and they're going to bite hard and then ask questions later. And so that was the first thing he said. The second thing, though, I wanted to bring up is that because he's been living there for years. He was living there for years. He was training BJJ. And so he wanted to go to, kind of the origin place to train there. I think it was a stupid plan, but whatever. That's what dudes do sometimes. They have to kind of reparent themselves, and that's kind of what he's doing. But anyway, and so the thing is, the guys, because he's really, close to all the people in his dojo or whatever, and they do very much notice what Americans or, foreigners, just generally foreigners, are doing with their women. And they do absolutely judge the men for being with their cast-offs or leftovers and committing to them, right? So in his case, he committed to a whore, literal. Everyone in the gym had slept with this chick. Yeah, and they were laughing at him and whatever. So even though this girl was beyond gorgeous, that didn't matter, right? Culturally, the fact that she was a skank, made him a complete and utter joke for committing to this girl and doing more than just running through her a couple times and calling it a day. Okay, so that's the first thing. So that's what the men do. They have no respect for you. So that means you have to do something else to earn their respect and to kind of overwrite what you're showing to be bad character and bad judgment. So then the second thing is when it comes to their high quality women, right? Because now we're not really talking about looks. As everyone has kind of proven, in a lot of these other countries, most of the women are beautiful, regardless of where else they rank, right? So the problem is that with the highest quality of these women, they're high quality because they have an intact family, father and mother, they've got some money, they have the, whatever. In culture, they tend to be married into the culture, right? It's normally middle class and lower, right? Middle range and lower women who would even be available to marry to.
Well, can I jump in right there, Ruby?
Mm-hmm.
9s and 10s in any country, forget it. Unless you're a millionaire and you're a millionaire with some, you old money. If you're an old money millionaire, all right, you can touch the 9s and 10s. But for 99% of Americans traveling, the 9s and 10s who are cultured, off limits. And that's an all around 9 or 10, not just some chick that's pretty. So you just start with 8. Mm-hmm. Now, in order to get them, you're going to have to be fluent. You're going to have to carry yourself. You forget all that nigga shit. Any woke, BLM, we was up. Forget that stuff. Nope. It's got to go away. You have to carry yourself, stand up straight, dress nice, your body, your game, your teeth, everything. Your watch, your shoe game has to be on point.
Also,
and
that
you have
does
to
matter.
Yeah. You have to know how to carry yourself. Just listen to a tape video, basically, what he explains. How to carry yourself, basically like a diplomat in that country. Because then you'll be pulled into those networks. You'll go to the meetings, the business meetings. You'll go to the social gatherings with that rung of people. And you'll realize real quick, just like it is over here, it's not a race thing, it's a class thing. once you're in there, then those introductions will be made. Hey, meet my niece. Hey, my friend has a daughter that's in college. Let me introduce you to her.
Mhm.
But as long as you're still operating with that mindset of, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, these hoes is on fire. So, no, forget it. Nope.
Right. Well, if there's this ethnocentrism, right? And I mean, honestly, most people from the West, right? Most people in these developed countries, we're ethnocentric as hell, right? We judge everybody by our own standards and our own beliefs about ourselves, right? And we judge and we think that everyone else is judging themselves the same way, right? So we think we're better than these people, therefore those people also think we're better than them, right? That's called ethnocentrism. And it's a problem because we can't see the fact that no, they think their culture and their beliefs and their morals are better than ours, right? And you have to live up to that. They're not now immigrants in your country, you're an immigrant in theirs, right? So you've got to prove that you've got what it takes to rise to the level of moral fortitude. Maybe it has to do with how hard you work, maybe how intelligent you are, maybe your ability to make a kind of money or make a kind of decision, whatever it is, right? Like it depends on the country, but they have these different standards. And like even like my boyfriend, he was never gonna. There's no way. I mean, you're a dark-skinned Black man who is middle of the road. Like you have enough money to do what you're doing in this country, but you ain't rich. There is nobody from the middle class or above that's marrying their daughter off to that. I'm sorry, there's not. Right now, can you have access to the women rebelling? Can you have access to the middle class and lower women for, the purposes of dating? Yeah. But even then, in some cultures, just the fact that you're American, you got money, that's not enough. That's not enough for a marriageable type of woman, like who has that type of character that you're looking for. Shop the looks, but does she have the character?
And they'll, some dudes might get hurt because a so-so melanated Brazilian dude who's just average can just swoop in there and take her. Because, and this is the thing about Brazilians. Brazil, it's about culture, Brazilian culture. When they wear that soccer jersey, when Neymar scores a big goal, the entire country goes nuts. It ain't like what's happened to America where everything has been polarized based on identity. You got people hating the U.S. now. No, in Brazil, you are Brazilian first. If there's going to be beef between, tribes, ethnicities in Brazil, that's a Brazilian beef. But if you come in there bringing your shit, all them Brazilians will form together like Voltron and go against you. You are the outsider.
Exactly. Yeah. See, the thing is, you're saying stop acting like these foreign chicks are selective. They're not been to Brazil to, again, why this ethnocentric belief that there's no levels in Brazil. They're just all the same, right? Even though they have levels just like we do, right? We have bottom barrel, we have middle class, we have top of the top, and it's a spectrum, right? There's levels in between. The women who are incredibly available and they look the same. I think part of the thing that trips up Westerners is that for us, they don't look the same, right? Bottom barrel women do not look the same as middle class women, and middle class women do not look the same as rich women. Like they just generally don't, right? Generally, you can see when someone is, just ratchet from the hood. They poor as hell. They always been poor as hell. You can see it. They're missing teeth. They're missing this. They're missing that. They don't look as good, right? And so I think it fools people.
For somebody that's never traveled, like when I've only flown through Bogota. I'm going to Colombia in May. First time there, it'd be country number 22. But if you want to get example how it is, like I flew through the Bogota airport. TSA, their little McDonald's working chicks, the chicks cleaning out the toilets, they were all fine as hell to my American eyes.
Yeah, to your American eyes. And I was going to bring that up. A lot of Americans might think their 4s and 5s are like 8s and 9s because here in America, most women are overweight. Or on a track.
Yeah, like as my brother said, my brother's never been out the country. He's just been to Puerto Rico. He went to Puerto Rico and he emails me. He's like, man, everywhere I look, there's a pack of J-Los walking down the street. I'm like, bro, you need to get out.
Right, to his eyes. But, to someone who lived there, they probably be like, oh, she's average. What are you doing with her?
Yeah. Okay. And that's to a point. When I bring back the Army point, I had a dude, and I was in right after 9/11. Like my homeboys or whatever, they deployed. I got left back or whatever initially, and Sarn Gonzalez, my homeboy, he was married to this. His wife, he was Puerto Rican. His wife was Puerto Rican. Look, put J Lo to shame. And she coming there one day, cussing him the hell out, and like basically, I'm ready to throw it all away. I'm like, I'm married. I'm like, God damn. She wanted. I know he was cheating. He was cheating with his black chick, soldier. And I'm like, why the hell is he cheating on this? I'm looking at his wife like she's like the finest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I knew the chick he was cheating with, to me, she was a sister. I'm like, she was just average to me. But to their mind, she's exotic. Because I know all these Puerto Rican dudes in the Army, they love sisters. Darker they are, the better. Me, I'm like, what? Huh? Nah, give me y'all women. I like y'all women.
Right.
So for a normal heterosexual cisgendered man like RIP would talk about, we like exotic. We don't want none to look like our mamas. That shit comes from being raised in the community.
It sounds to me like you like white women. Like
me?
Even
no, I'm Team Maria. Oh yeah, I like the lightest of the light.
The lighter ones. That's what I mean. You don't like the dark skin Maria. You don't like the dark. You like white women. That's your preference.
I'm married to a white Dominican.
Right.
There you go.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep. And my boy was dating a white Brazilian, right? Or at least, their version of white. So he's dating a white Brazilian. And that's why when things hit the fan and the police showed up at his condo, that's why he was gone. He was gone he didn't go back to his place, right? He was gone. He waited a week until his flight kicked in and he was on the flight. He was like, nope, because things run differently. There's a whole different culture, the whole different set of rules, right? Even if you're like, oh, well, the women there are so different. Well, they are, because everything there is so different, right? There's a whole different culture you're contending with. And as an outsider to that culture, there's only so much you can learn, right? Like there's a lot of things you have to learn that there's like nuance to it and whatever. You have to learn when you're there, just from doing it or not doing it, right? Or watching someone else screw that one up and being like, oh, okay, shouldn't do that, So I don't know. I think, and this is where I still will say, like, I think it's a problem when the whole focus is just about the women, how hot the women are, even if that is your ultimate goal, right? Like it can get dangerous if you think you can approach some of these other countries the way you would approach just going down to the red light district in whatever city you live in America or Canada or wherever, right? Like it's not the same. You should know.
I don't know if dudes follow around here Jay Waller. Jay Waller is one of Tate's homeboys. He's like the Giga Chad of all Giga Chads. He's been on Fresh and Fit. If y'all look at it, I don't care what race of woman, what nationality, they going for Jay Waller. He's like this 6'4" country white boy, like jawline with the southern accent, respectable gentleman. He respects marriage, the whole nine. Like every woman goes nuts for him. But the things he puts out, as far as when you have those values, if you take those values and you have that look like him, jawline, like an American, like a black Tyrone jawline, like Idris Elba, basically. When you take those traditional values and that chiseled look somewhere else, it's going to be respected. And once you hit ground over there, why would you revert? Why revert to nigga shit? Why revert to oh, I want to go the bottom of the barrel? If you conduct yourself like that and you're in these areas, and some people call them freelancers or just average everyday girls just looking to have fun, they will come your way. You won't have to pay a dime for anything. Regular normie women and freelancers will approach you right there in the street and be like, hey, yep, I'm ready to throw it all away for you. How do I sign up for this trip back to the U.S.?
Do you think some women are using men to come back to the U.S.?
Yeah, of course.
And do you think men like that? The fact that they're like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Niggas would be too emotional. They fall in love and they don't realize that men love, men love emotionally, women are just opportunistic lovers. So, and they don't get it. Okay, follow the heat rule in that once you marry them, you got to maintain frame. The same thing you did to get the woman, you got to keep it going throughout the relationship. If you got her with asshole game, you got to be an asshole game husband.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's true. I just think it's unfortunate that people do these things to themselves. That is to say, and I get it. I get it to an extent where it's like, maybe I can't relate. Obviously, I'm a woman, and obviously I've been an attractive woman most of my life. So as a result,
Oh, for
you know,
real though? I'm heading to Cambridge, right?
I'm
Now let
also
me stop.
married.
Let
But
me stop.
no,
No, I
but
shot wife. I shot wifey the link before. No, I shot wifey the link before I came up, so I know she's ghost watching. I shot her the link.
My wife is
don't worry, I am harmless. I am married, and Mr. Rooms would literally murder my soul if I even tried it. So don't worry
Hey,
about it. But no,
don't look at her though. She got that red bone in her. You know what I'm saying? Just don't look. She'll be like, oh shit, that's his type. When it comes to black chicks, yeah, same thing. Light
the
bright, the
lighter the
better.
better. Yeah, right. The lighter the better. And I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like, even though I can't get it, like, I kind of do understand to some extent, to not, to know that what you naturally have, like looks wise, is just never going to attract the thing that you're most attracted to. I can kind of see how, it sounds like a dick move for someone like me to turn around and say, like, who likes you? Like, and I get that, right? But I'm like, it just sounds like such a miserable life and such a low quality of life for the rest of your life for you to have to be and fake being something you're not, right? To keep this woman with you. Like it,
Okay,
like,
y'all ever watch the movie Fields of Dreams with Kevin Costner?
no.
It was like some like ghosts in like this baseball field that was like haunted by these good ghosts of baseball players, and he kept getting this message telling them, "If you build it, they will come."
they will come. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
and it's just like your
yeah.
body. If you build the man, you just can't like, oh man, I'm whatever. I'm 300 pounds, but I make six figures a year. Okay, what you built, you're gonna attract to that. Whatever you build, you're gonna attract the complementary opposite to that in a woman.
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
Ruby, before we go on, let's read the super chat. You want to go first, Ruby?
I am not at my phone. I just stepped away, so maybe you
Okay,
should this
then
time.
I'll go first. Mills36, thank you for the $2 super chat.
Thank you.
She says, hey, my two red bone baddies, Melody and Ruby D.
Oh.
All right, thank you. We appreciate
Damn, why
that.
you think I'm up here, bruh? Shit.
Yeah, funny.
You're hilarious, Trey.
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you, Trey. Go ahead. And then we're going to
No,
go
no,
to Young East.
no, I'm just listening.
Was that Young East?
Yeah, that's Young East. Look at the, I'm thinking that's him. Look at the avatar.
Oh, okay. The avatar looks like him. It's the name. I'm like, Gloctavius?
What's
What?
up,
Gloctavius?
Octavius?
What the fuck?
Oh, that's Pookie and Ray Ray for sure right there. Gloctavius.
Mm-hmm.
They be calling me that. Them sisterhood hoes, they be calling me that all the time. I'm gonna put that up there. It's funny to me. But what up, man? How y'all doing?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
What is
Yeah,
going
man. I'm chilling. Nah, I agree with this. I don't even know this guy right here. I don't know him.
Right?
Right?
It's me,
Yeah,
man.
he's
Trey, man.
yeah. My bad. He said, "You build it, they will come." That part, I 100% agree with. I think that's the main issue as far as the passport bros is concerned. Because honestly, that to me, I'm gonna be real. That to me, that's like it's chasing mad hard to me. Like going overseas and doing all of that. It's chasing a little bit. Now, me, like I know what they're doing, so I'm not bashing it. But I just feel like I feel like the reason why they're getting scrutiny for it is because not anytime, but men can be easily looked at as predatorial when they over pursue a woman or women in this case. So it's way easier for a woman to pursue without being looked at as something negative. Like, but when a man does it,
Oh, mute up, please.
yeah, the people always keep like us.
Go ahead. I just muted him. Go ahead.
people are quicker to give it a side eye. That's why it's good for men to attract women instead of chase women. So in this case, this is not likely. This is not likely, but it's better that those women pursue these type of men. These some of them are high value men. These passport bros. I don't think they should be chasing third world chicks. I really don't. I feel like third world chicks should be chasing them. Okay,
Yeah.
and
And I just want to add to what you said right there, bro. When you
yeah,
go to
go
the
ahead.
third world, there's plenty of upper middle class women in third world. They just got a larger economic gap. But yeah, don't shoot for the bottom of the barrel when you get over there. If you like you said, you put yourself in the places where the third world, the dirt poor chicks ain't at.
Yeah. I think you don't want to a lot of dudes have a problem with some of this because when you talk about attracting women, we start getting to choosing signals and all of that. A lot of guys prefer to just approach, but that's not the way it should go. It's not feminine, it's not masculine for a man to keep on putting himself out there and having women pick him apart and choose, like, I'm talking about, like,
Yeah.
you're not the one in the power position, you're the one chasing all the time. It's not masculine. It's better when a woman yields to you. It's better when a woman yields sex to you, because sex is a major component in all of this. Men generally shouldn't really have to ask women for sex. It should be more offered. That's a whole nother game that a lot of dudes ain't over there yet. But this is just me saying it. Like,
Well, I'll tell you, bro, is that men, community, a lot of brothers don't have those uncles, those older brothers, grandfathers, dads to put them on the game and show them that, like, okay, reading body language, shoot, get Donovan Sharp's Womanese course. You got to watch, look at their cheeks. See if their cheeks are bushy, getting a little red. Look at their eyes. See if their eyes are like lighting up. The whiteness in their eyes. Look around their pupils. Look what's happening. Look at what they're doing with their legs. See how their legs are fidgeting, how they're moving around. Those are basically right there. That is pick me level 1000 when you can watch that. But back in the day, they weren't called pick me's. That was just how women were. The women that weren't like that were the weird ones. But now everybody's talking about pick-me's. What the fuck is a pick-me? That's just a normal woman.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
so you're another one that don't believe in the term pick me.
No, that's just, I'm 47. Pick me, what?
I didn't know you were that old.
Damn, thank you.
No.
I actually didn't either. I know. I never said that. Like, damn.
I thought you were in your 30s at least.
Yeah, you got like a younger voice. Like, not that young. Like, I thought 30. I thought you were like around my age. That's what I thought. Wow.
I got 29 the other day in Windsor at a dispensary. 29. One of y'all Canadian Beckys was trying to throw it at me. Like, an American brother. They heard the accent and they heard Texas and they just stopped.
Yep. It's what it is. I'm telling you, this Southern and New York. Those are the two accents that are killer. If you have one of those accents, you could come to the GTA and just clean up. That's it. Just open your mouth. Trust me, someone will be a taker.
That's anywhere, But real quick, let me read the next super chat because you said you're not by your phone, so I'll read it. Kings and Dreams, thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Thank you.
He says winter's coming. Okay.
Isn't winter already here?
It's already winter.
Yeah.
It's like -10 today, I think, or something. I don't know. I feel like that's winter, but
yeah, I think he means women. I don't know what that means. What does that mean again? Winter's coming?
It's hypothetical. It just means that, all that talking that women do is gonna come home to roost. It's some shit like that. It's what Kevin Samuels was saying.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know about it. He said it all the time. Like this, it was a warning. Like, listen to wifing y'all up because of how y'all acting.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the next person. We got two new people. We got 9-5 Pookie. 9-5 Pookie. What's going on, 9-5 Pookie?
Hey.
Hey, what's oh, what's up, y'all?
What's up, bro?
What's I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging in. I'm just chilling, listening to y'all.
You have anything to say on the
Just like a Pookie. Gotcha.
right?
I'm a
Anything to add?
I'm a reformed Pookie.
Mm.
Believe you.
I stay out the way now. I do the 9 to 5 thing now.
That's good.
Okay.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Good for you.
it get crazy. It get crazy out here.
Right. Got to graduate from homosexual at some point. So, congratulations, sir.
Right?
Oh,
Hey, hey, I tell you what, back in the day, man, shoot. Hey, I was
See?
homeless at 23. Hey, them big white girls will take you in a heartbeat in Colorado when it's cold outside.
Oh
Mm.
Lord.
The big white chicks. Oh my goodness.
Yo,
Well,
I've
Lizzo
been
cute.
down that route.
Y'all like
See?
Lizzo? She
Nah,
cute.
nah,
You
man.
always
Lizzo
say
got a cute
that.
face.
What is wrong
Nah,
with you?
nah,
Lizzo got a cute face.
nah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think you digging Lizzo low key. Bro.
Yeah, he said that every stream. Lizzo got a cute face. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but what do you think about Austin and the topic that we're talking
Oh,
about?
he not moving too well. He keep putting that mic. He gonna get a what's the dude name? He gonna catch a case like Andrew Tate. He keep putting that microphone in it. He keep putting that camera in these women's faces.
I agree with that. 100%. I agree with that.
Me too.
Yeah.
He not
But
moving.
yo,
Dude not moving right.
did you see that girl mush him in his face though? Y'all seen that?
Yeah,
No.
on the couch. And the
No,
girl
what
on the
happened?
couch.
Stop. We gotta
Where was this? What country?
hold up.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
This was I think
I think it was
Brazil. It was
Brazil. I
some
think
Spanish chick. It was some
in
Spanish chick. He
Brazil.
was talking. I think it was. He was talking in the mic and he was talking about how
Yeah,
she's not being all that I don't know, like happy or cooperative. And she like stop
right.
lying and she like mushed him in his face like a
God.
black chick would.
Wow.
I
Well,
Yeah,
looked
You
at
gotta
it.
do.
he said
I was
Mm.
like,
Wait, let me ask you
boom.
this because Ruby actually told me we had a conversation and she knows someone who said that the women are not too far off from westernized women over there.
yeah,
Ruby,
they
Yeah.
feminism is heavy in Brazil
Yeah.
more than the United States. It's heavy in Brazil right now.
They
yeah,
just
well,
don't
My
have a
husband,
fallback system over there.
I
Right.
kind
my,
of want Ruby to
my husband,
explain that though, real quick.
What's that?
Yeah.
I want
Well,
Ruby.
that's the thing, right? So, like, my friend who's down there, he's never really been that much into Black women, specifically because of, the fire, brimstone, and generalized attitude. But I think honestly, for him, it really does have a lot to do with his ancient no count mama. His parents were together. He was raised in a 2-parent home. It's just there's a lot of dysfunction there. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. But he's always been more into like white women. If he dates Black women, it's the occasional light-skinned person. But really, he's always been more into white women. So when he went to Brazil, he's looking for white women. And what he said, though, is that generally you get a little bit of the Black woman in all shades of the woman there. Like, it doesn't
Well,
matter if they look white or they look Black or they look in between. The Black
Yeah.
attitude that he didn't
but
like in Black women here, he said that's in all of them to some degree in Brazil. That's what he said. I can't
she
And
mushed his
say, right?
face, bro.
yeah.
I got
She
something else to
mushed
say
his
about
face.
Austin too.
She
Well,
mushed
can I?
him.
I'll speak on what you said about Brazil. I don't know Brazil, but I know all these other countries. Like the behavior is there. Especially my biggest DR going to Dominican Republic. And
Right.
here's the thing: if you look for that kind of quiche type attitude, is what they say, you will find it. You
Mm-hmm.
have to look for the exact opposite. Well, if you carry yourself in that more traditional manner, you're not going to get it because those women, they don't want to fall under the patriarchy. That's that feminist type. It's like when they say you leaving, what you left over here, going to get it somewhere else. Nah, you got if you want to go somewhere and you're looking for a traditional relationship, you can't play that Afro Latina game. If they got Afro in front of their shit, I'm just keeping it a buck. They're woke
Yeah,
and
he
they're looking for a target.
I
Yeah,
don't think
Austin
it's
not
just
moving.
the Afro though, because I know some Dominicans here, okay, because it's full of Dominicans here. The people mix with Dominican, whatever, and they're the white Dominicans. She do my hair, and they're ghetto. They be yelling and clapping and cursing in Spanish, and and they go back to their country all the time. They just came here not too long ago, so they couldn't have learned that from here in America. But they are
What's that?
loud and ghetto.
No. Yeah,
That's
we
how
got the.
it is up here.
I got the
Hey, I
ghetto
wanna-
in-laws. And like, here's the thing, wifey want to stay away. Wifey don't like being around them folks. It's like, and then the upper side of her family, they're like, yeah, they like turn their nose up to him, like, oh my God, we got to go around this function. And when I go, I don't want to be around those people. I get brought in right with all these upper, highbrow folks over here that want nothing to do with the lower class of Dominicans.
Yo, what's up,
Yeah, I wanna
GC?
address- hold on
GC was
really
crazy.
1 second. I want to address just what Darren Bowman says before the comments gone really quickly before GC goes. So you said the girl they're referring to is Thai. Austin is in Thailand. He left Brazil. Now, I'm going to say this about like some of the Asian cultures, right? Is that we're now talking about like radical difference in just what different things would mean from one culture to another, right? So now, and I can't say exactly what this face mushy thing is. I haven't seen it or whatever, right? But I see almost like a more of a kiddish, playful kind of culture. Some of the Asian cultures and whatever, when you're looking at their interactions and their flirting and stuff like that, like they wouldn't mean the same thing necessarily by the same action, right? Whereas if a black woman were to mush or a Western woman were to mush you in your face and whatever, it's clearly they're trying to like be super disrespectful to you. But then I find that sometimes watching like say Japanese women or Thai women, when I watch them, they're very playful with what they do and they're like little kiddish sometimes when they're flirting, and so it might not be meant in that way. I don't know. I didn't see the video.
Ruby,
I'm just saying
Ruby,
you telling me that.
Keisha's in-
Hold on. Just let me finish the sentence. I'm almost done. I'm just saying that to me, when you tell me that she's Thai, it's the person who did it was Thai. To me, it actually changes the way I see it in my head. So yeah, but go ahead.
Keisha's all over Asia. Like our behavior has been exported everywhere. Well, I say "r" loosely, but Japan, I was amazed. Like all the dudes I knew over there were married to Japanese versions of Keish, and I'm like, God damn. What the hell how the hell did y'all find these women?
Okay, so I do. Let me chime in on that as far as the Keisha epidemic and the Keisha spreading to Asian women in particular. One thing that makes Oriental women better at being women is their propensity. I'm sorry?
No, nobody said anything.
Oh, no, I'm at movie night too. So somebody's speaking on there. Hold on, right quick. Hold on, child. Hold on, I'll be back to you. But no, so they the reason why is because Asian being better at being women, what they do is they seek out, they do extensive research. They do extensive research trying to figure out what men want, what their particular men want. However, they're not as good at it as they should be, or they really just miss the mark a lot, because what winds up happening is they see us with Keisha as black men and they assume that we like Keisha. And it's because it's in their nature to try to give us what they want. What they're doing is they give us what they think we want. We like Keisha the way that prisoners like prison food. A person looking from the outside would be like, oh, really? They like that stuff that look like mashed potatoes with a maggot in it? Okay. They like that. Well, let's give them that. That is the premise that they're working on. They think that they're doing what we like because I had this Filipina and she was constantly asking. She was like, she wanted to watch porn to study that, to determine what I like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they're constantly doing that. And I even talked to one Filipina, who I guess was lighter skinned. It really don't matter to me. I didn't notice it, but she was a lighter than a regular Filipino shade. And, she said to me, and this was very strange. She said, we black and white. I was like, no, it's more like black and yellow, like that song, Black and Yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. And she said, no, I'm white. And she put her arm next to mine. She was like, you see, And she said, American men like white women. I said, well, why are they here then? But you see, she didn't make that connection. See, you know, they are emulating Keisha. And I seen what Issa's talking about. She was emulating Keisha. That's what she does. She's obviously into Austin for, you know, for whatever she likes about him. She's into Austin and she's like, okay, I want him to be into me. I don't know exactly what he individually likes, but I do know what I see on TV that black men like. So I'm going to try to emulate that. And that's where you get that over assertive. But it is a coming upon Austin to nip that in the bud. Like, no. And fellas, when you go places, you need to say, you don't do what white women do. You need to make that clear to the Asian. You don't do what black women do. That is, you say that. Remember those words. You don't do what black women do.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I never thought of it that way. People think they should act like Keisha because they see black men with Keisha. I never thought of that, but that makes perfect sense. Now that you say it. But there's something else I want to ask you. Oh, let's go to Mel because he's been waiting and he was here first. Hey, Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Okay, maybe he stepped away.
Unmute.
Hello?
Oh.
Hey, Mel.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey.
All right. Where's this Austin situation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, keep it a buck, man. Like, yo, I mean, he got the kind of lamish in a way, man. Like, is he number one? Overly flashy the way he was. Like, no, here's the thing. Yeah, if y'all ever seen that movie Eyes Wide Shut, remember the scene in there when they was doing their little business, whatever they was doing, and I think the guy that was running that sex cult, wherever it was, he told Tom Cruise, if you tell anybody about this and everything, I will take your family, you and everybody you know of, and ruin your life. Tell me, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing is like, you know, all the passport bros, I'm glad one master teacher pointed this out. Because it might not even be a feminist thing, like, you know, like you think it is. And I actually agree with him and stuff like that. I've seen plenty of other passport videos, guys in Brazil, but they didn't target them like that. Why? Because Austin did something that, you know what, it wasn't his place to do. Now with all this sex thing that's going on, like, you know, that we might heard of or even know about in Brazil, it's still not your place to say that or expose that because you're a foreigner. Let them do that, not you. You're still an outsider coming into their home and exposing a lot of stuff like that. No. And you don't do stuff like that. Like, you know, that's not part of the game. Two, I seen them videos with some of those females. They didn't even know they was going to be videotaped like that. I mean, online like that. That's why they were so uncomfortable. Like, he should have told them girls properly, okay, I want to do an interview with you and everything. You know, some way at least to be professional about it. And so let them agree with hire them to do that. Hire some people that you know can run it. He didn't do that. So look what happened. They didn't like it. Like, yo, if you try like, it's like I'm gonna explain. We're gonna probably wind up seeing old guard versus new guard. Old passport bro guard. They calling Austin out because he screwed up. I mean, yeah, like I said, one master teacher had to speak to him. He screwed up. It is what it is. Like, this is not no random thing. Like, he exposed his own self to be pointed out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and have some lame shit. It's almost like a passport pookie-ish, like, everything. Like, yo, it is what it is. Like, yo, like, if he doesn't have game here, like you keep claiming it is, because technically he feels self-entitled to female. I tell dudes all the time, like, you're not self-entitled to like that. They don't want you. Well, flip the script back on them. Like, they ain't not self-entitled to you also. But you gotta learn how to take a turn down. Like, yo, like, you are what you attract.
But she did want him.
You think? We don't know that.
Well, we know that because she said that she would sleep with him in one night.
Well,
so she did want him.
Well, she was the one that actually complained later that she didn't know.
Well, she might not have been wanted to be on YouTube
exactly.
in front of tens of thousands of people. But yeah, no, that's a different point. But, no, I get that point, Mel. But you made a separate point about, you know,
Hold on,
if
baby.
she
Stop
if
cutting me
she
off. Shut up. I'm
what?
having sex right now, so please don't cut me off, man. Word, I'm kind of aggravated.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you. The reality is, technically, she didn't want him like that, period, if you think that way. Because after the way he did, she wouldn't complain about it later. I mean, you don't do shit like that. You always keep it on low, just like the same way with Andrew Tate. He was so flashy. Like, real dudes at the game, they know how to be discreet with it, man. That's the whole point of it. And that's why females don't want to sleep with most of y'all guys, because y'all so much out in the open with your shit. We suppose, like, yo, like, I don't have this problem with females because I know how to be discreet. I don't embarrass them like that. Like, yo, for real, like, that's what it is.
Okay, you done?
No. I'm asking
Okay,
more.
go for it.
I knew you was gonna do this.
Now are you done? Now are you done?
No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The thing about Andrew Tate and Austin Holloman is that women do want to sleep with them. Now, it is easy to try to point and et cetera, like, you know, see, that's why women don't want to sleep with you, et cetera, except they do. And they have a proven track record of having these things. I mean, yeah, she complained that she might not have wanted to be displayed in front of tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of people in her desires to do so. However, she did want to express to him amongst a small group of people, perhaps a smaller group of people, that she did have a desire to take him home after one night. So it is clear that these women want to sleep with them. I think that a lot of times.
You done now? No, you done?
No. I'll give a long period or a comma, or I'll say I'm done when I'm done. Now, I think that what happens, I think that what happens a lot of times is that men would like to think that it's this whole Mr. Big Stuff mentality. It's like, oh, women don't want these things. They want me. I see a lot of men do that in this space. You know, they put down other men in an attempt to aggrandize themselves. Like, oh, no, they don't want handsome guys. They don't want guys who are charismatic. They don't want guys with nice cars. They don't want that guy. They want me. And they do this even when it's obvious that they want that guy. Women do want Andrew Tate. And the women, at least the ones that he talked to, seem to really want Austin. In fact, probably the only reason why he blew up the way he did as a passport bro was because of, in a really real way, his looks. You know, like, because there were passport bros before him that didn't blow up the way he did. You know, but it seemed like when he left, wait a minute, I'll let you know when I'm finished. It seemed like when he left the country, that is when people really started giving a damn. Why? Because somebody that they might want has left. So yeah, let's not, I know it makes us feel better to say women don't want that guy. And it also makes us feel better to say they want me instead. But the truth of the matter is they want those guys. I'm done now. You may speak.
Because she would have said that to any dude. You, Young East, everybody answer that damn question.
What question?
Yeah, if we go and answer that question, she would say yes and everything. Period. That's what it is. It is what it is.
I don't know what y'all nigga. I don't know how the fuck I got into this.
Just an example, brother. Yeah, like, you know, yeah.
Oh.
If we answer that question, I suppose she would say yes to us. It ain't got nothing to do with Austin's looks as you keep thinking it is. She say yes to anything. But unfortunately, she didn't want to be exposed like that. That's my whole point. We know certain things that do go on certain countries, but it's not your place to expose them because you're an outsider. Let them do that. If they know for all this orgy or Brazilian sex tourism or anything like they say is, let the Brazilian people expose that. Not you. You're still an outsider. That's the whole point of this. And he fucked up. He screwed up. Like,
he mad young though. He mad young. He was just excited.
I don't want to make that as an excuse. We gotta stop making that as an excuse.
It is an excuse.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because I've seen many other younger dudes that don't do shit like he did, or to that straight that he did. So unfortunately, we gotta stop using that as an excuse too. Because I even see old people that doing the same thing that we did, screwed up, goofy shit. So
he young, bro.
Young, old, screwed up shit mentality and everything for real. He knew what he was doing, and he probably sorry because he got caught doing it. He went back. But
yeah, he did some lame stuff. He did some lame stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's proper way you do it. Like I said, out of all the Brazilian videos I see, he got himself in this mess. They didn't get themselves in this mess like this. Then they know structure that's supposed to be do when you go in other countries.
You don't catch a case, catch a Me Too case.
Like I said, they can't really go
They
back.
got Me Too over there.
And
Don't
you
catch a case.
I think so.
don't stop. I'm now just hearing that non-black men using that term passport bros all of a sudden now. Like this is real shocking now. I think they're gonna want to just associate themselves with the black men like that. In a way.
Yeah, that joint that's like nutty. Like
Yeah.
using passport bros. That's nutty.
Like yo, this is the first. I'm like this week. I'm hearing white men or Latinos using that term, but after this shit, they like I don't want to associate myself with all that shit. Now, one thing I will say that they're trying to do is make it seem like black men doing some predatory shit. That's not true.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
they making us look nutty.
I do say black me doing that shit. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mel. Mel, real quick, I just wanted to say this. That's the problem I have because, like I said earlier, other men been doing this. White men been doing this. And it's like as soon as the black men start traveling and having a good time and all that, it's a problem. And I don't like that's the problem I have. I don't like that at all.
But that's all for doing all the doing these cameras and all this extra nutty stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
White
it's
people don't do that.
Yes. It's the way you do it, man. Like yo, like they make it so look in a way like this. So like, yeah, that's what it is.
That's our problem. We do too much. GC had broke it down. He was like, yeah. Remember GC, you were saying how black people ruin it for everybody. Like you were saying something about like the slut shaming when black men used to slut shame black women for sucking it and stuff like that, and it made them not want to suck it. It's the same with this. You know, it's like
it is.
We made them not want to suck it. I never heard of that right there. That's crazy.
I think
because black people, what he was trying to say is they talk too much. They talk too much.
Well, yeah.
They ruin the opportunities for everybody.
Man, we ain't moving right.
Yeah, back in the 80s and 90s, you know, she's trying to say that we knew about females doing freaky shit, but the only thing we don't know is giving head. That is it. They try to keep that on the low. That's how they did it a lot of back in the days in the 90s. So. Right.
So women will want to do it, but as soon as they started shaming them for it, they messed up the opportunity to get it themselves. Now it's like nobody want to suck it because y'all messed it up by calling women sluts. it's just silly.
Agreed. Well, I mean, his intentions were good, but it did come off kind of bad. But I think that the journalist is really, I don't think that the people feel the way about it that the journalist is portraying. Yeah. If I had to suspect, they probably don't care.
That was a hit piece.
Yeah, it was definitely a hit piece, and it was done by a woman who, is in America at the time, and she's a feminist, And I think the reason that white guys don't, there aren't under the same scrutiny, is because we as black men, we have stronger feminists. Black women are better feminists. It's the only thing that they're really, really good at that I'm aware of is fucking up black men's lives. Like, so because there isn't like a white woman that is doing the same thing. There isn't a white Brazilian woman looking at white Brazilian stuff for an opportunity to make a false accusation of them. So we as black men, we do have to be on our P's and Q's a lot better.
Yeah. Our feminists are more militant in a way. Exactly. But honestly, I feel this is what I think. People might have a problem with it, but a part of me feels like black men, we don't really, I don't know how to say it. We don't really put a foot on black women's neck as much as other cultures do to their women. So our women they got more freedom to be bitches, lack of a better word. And I'm glad you agree. Because a lot of
black men, we got a great heart. That's why.
Well, why do you think my channel is what it is?
It's not that we got a great heart. It's not that. It's pure. we're in some ways we're kind of feminist ourselves. Like we honestly believe that women are somewhat equal in a way. Like we're way more relaxed with our standards with our women than other races of men. And because of that, it causes a lot of black women to nag more, to be frustrated more, because to be honest with you, they can't lead. No woman could really lead a community. Like you see the black community, they can't raise children. It's too much on them. They're girls. It's too much work on a woman to raise a family by herself. It's going to cause her to be masculine and to be toxic. Okay. And a lot of black men, we allow each other to kind of put black women in that position where they have to be masculine. In other words, we don't really check Pookie and Ray Ray like that. We just don't.
Oh man.
Well, we don't. And there's a lot of reasons. You know, one of our biggest reasons why we don't is because we believe it's her fault. Because she slept with him and she exercised her, free will to sleep with the guy, so we can't say nothing. But in all actuality, a lot of black women, they want us to say something. They really want us to put order. And that's, I mean, you know what? That's the one thing I think that men can do by force when it comes to women is establish order. But when it comes to like sex, no, you finesse that. Like I don't like the whole shit behind what's going on over there. But when it comes to order, that's one thing that I feel like black men, we don't do by force. That we should.
Well, with the
only the
Pookie Ray Ray
Pookies
thing,
do.
well, with the Pookie Ray Ray thing, I think that they do want us to check Pookie Ray Ray, but for a different reason. I think that they want us to check Pookie Ray Ray because they just like to see men fight over them.
No,
I
disagree.
Okay, well, let me continue. You know, I do think that because when you have somebody whose vagina isn't worth anything, the only way to make them feel like it is to watch men compete for it. You know, so it would be to their best interest if both Educated Lames and Pookie Ray Ray were to, go at it for the sake of getting their single mama overweight vagina. Like it would be an ego boost for them if that happened, but it's not really worth it. In my opinion.
I'm not talking about.
Wait, before you continue, Kiju B, can you cam up for me before I let you up? Because you never came on my panel before. So put the cam on and then you can turn it off. I just want to make sure you're not a troll.
Like I don't think that men should be fighting over women, period. Let's start there.
No. I'm not talking about fighting over sleeping with women. I'm talking about establishing some type of order within the sexual market.
Think that we should be fighting men for that either.
Well, hold on. This is how you have a lot of bastard children. Black women do not know how to pick men like that. They need help. Okay. And they really do need help. It's bad. Like they can't pick a good dick all right. So there need to be some regulations in this dating game. There need to be some safeguards. There need to be some protections when it comes to women giving their bodies away to like whoever. There got to be some rules behind this that has to be established. Otherwise, you're not going to have a community. You're going to have a lot of bastard children because women always, for eons, they struggle to pick a good man. That's why their fathers would help them. That's why the family would help them, because once they like a guy, that's it. Once their feelings involved, that's it. They'll excuse any bad behavior. You know what I'm saying?
So I think a man shouldn't really want a woman who would have picked another man if the societal standards were different. I'm
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's like, I don't know how comfortable a guy would be in a relationship with a woman who would want to be with a Pookie and Ray Ray, but
damn, I'm a Pookie, damn.
And he's not a Pookie Ray Ray. Like I don't think that would make a comfortable relationship at the in the end.
I really get what you're saying about
but you also interrupted. You also interrupted. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I do think that it's really more about the woman's ego. And also, what I notice with women, and this is the ones who are with Pookie Ray Ray, is that they want to just try. They're doing the same thing on that side as well. You know, they are basically saying to Pookie, you know, you're not educated, you're not this, you're not this, you're not this. I'm going to get me, you know, a real man, you know, hence, you know, somebody without a record or something like that. They actually condemn him for being the thing that they claim, or that on their outward appearance that they're attracted to. You see, what Black women are doing is they are just looking for any way to shame you, because what they want more than anything is penis at a discount. They want D at a discount. They want to, you know, demolish the self-esteem of a man in order to make him feel ill-efficient. Whether if he's a doctor, they could say, yeah, but you don't have enough swag. And if he has all the swag in the world, she'd say, oh, I got PhDs that want me. You don't have no education. They can do this to any man. And instead of recognizing the tactic, what we do is we attack the other man. Like, do you want a chick? Do you want a chick that you just go up to, you beat up the last guy she was with, and now she's with you? Like, I mean, it's the problem isn't that, you know, we do hold them to a certain social. I agree with you, Octavius. When we do hold women, we should hold women to a certain standard. But the way to do that is to not mess with them, not challenge other men. Is to simply not mess with them.
Hold on, let me let this up real quick before we continue. Hey, Kiju, just say something. I want to make sure you're not a troll. Kiju. Hello?
It's a troll.
Hello?
Kiju? You there? Hello? All right. Yeah, he playing because I put an overlay.
Bro, just take him down, and then if he wants to ever cam up in the back to prove he's a real person, he can do that and type it to you, and then whatever. He's not going to get around it and whatever, and you've got to work with him. He's got to work with you. If he wants on the panel, he's going to follow the rules at the end.
And that's it. Period.
Y'all want what happened? What happened the last time?
Oh, let me answer this thing. Let me answer GC. So what I'm talking about would lead to a cultural change. There won't be a Black woman desiring a Pookie over a normal Black guy. Honestly, to be honest with you, I don't even believe that's real. I think that Black women like Black men, period. This is me personally. I just think Black women like Black men, period.
I agree.
You know, I've
It's
been
about
in
sexual attraction.
Yeah,
it's
period.
just about sexual manipulation.
That's the other. That's where you're going with it. Listen. The point is, what I'm talking about is, this is gonna sound okay. You said sexual manipulation. What needs to happen is women. No, he says sexual manipulation. What needs to happen is women need to be stripped of a lot of power that they have in that game. Okay, the power to just make allegations and mess a man's life up. All of this stuff is causing this problem that we have. Okay, so to me, I feel like because order is not established amongst our race, that's what's causing so many Black women to just run amok. Okay, they're saying shit about Black men that I can't even imagine that another race of women would say about their men. Like, other races of men have their issues. Like, you got a lot of, speaking of passport dudes, you got a lot of white boys going to Cambodia to sleep with little girls. But you never hear white feminists bashing white men for being pedophiles. You see them all on Chris Hansen. You never see a Black man.
Stay on code.
Yeah, they stay on code. You never see a Black man on Chris Hansen getting bashed for trying to sleep with a child. But you never hear a white woman. Yeah, white women never bash they men or nothing like that. So that's how I know it's our order that's messed up. It's the fact that we're so lenient with our women. So lenient.
I agree.
That okay, good. Yeah.
No. I mean, like you said earlier, our radical feminists our feminists are a lot more radical than theirs. So yeah.
But why? But why though?
Well, there's a number of reasons, but primarily, I think that one, white feminists have something to lose in that regard, because if the greater society, if white society functioned like black society, then there would be no American society. You see, like our dysfunction is being subsidized. As long as 66% of the population is white and paying taxes, then they can continue to have that welfare state. But once, but if white women were on welfare at the rate that black women were, and white men were Pookie Ray Ray at the rate that black men are, then there would be nobody paying the taxes to keep the shit going. So
and you think white women are concerned about that? They're women just like black women. They never look at the greater picture of society. They just care about how they feel in the moment. And are you going to satisfy their complaints? Because that's all they want.
Also, it's a difference in quality of life. Like white women have a greater requirement of quality of life than black women for obvious reasons. So welfare and crap like that don't really appeal to them. Like living in a ghetto Chicago apartment with roaches.
That does not appeal to black women. Living in
a roach apartment. Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Then why are they there?
Because that's the only option. I don't think
that is not the only option. The only option is finding classy young man and sucking his dick. That's another option.
They're not attracted to that. It's about sexual attraction.
It's okay. So my point is that a white woman is more willing to find a guy that
and they have somebody on the side though.
Right quick. If the choices are being with a successful guy that they're not attracted to, or Roachfield Chicago apartment, a black woman choose Roachfield Chicago apartment. White woman choose guy that she's not attracted to.
That's not fair.
And the reason why is because the white woman was not raised in a Roachfield Chicago apartment. She's not used to crap like that. So that's why. So that allowed them to become more. They are more comfortable in poverty. Go ahead and stop.
Okay, so there's an incel movement for a reason, and it's primarily white guys. Now, there's a number of these guys that got money, right? But a white woman would prefer to be poor with a man that she's really interested in than be with a rich, ugly mother. That's any woman.
No,
they don't care so much about the money. They care about, are they attracted to the guy on that level? There wouldn't be incels if this was
that's black. That's more for black females. That's black
no,
female.
It's not. That's any woman. No woman. Oh, hold on, bro. No woman wants to be with a guy that she's not attracted. The money don't mean nothing. Okay. So
no, the white woman to be with the unattracted guy. She had just had the other side, the guy on the side. The black female, she had just.
Oh my God! What are we? There wouldn't be an incel movement if this was the case. Okay, these guys. Bro, there was just a shooting wasn't there just a shooting in Colorado?
When?
Some dude killed his roommate or whatever. Yeah, some dude killed his roommate. These are college dudes. This is college dudes that can't get laid. Even Elliot Rodger was in college, had a BMW and everything, and they still ain't want to smash. So the money is not a factor. So let's quit that. These hoes rather be poor and be with a guy that they really like. All right, so we know that. Okay, so that's
okay.
Nobody wants to be
Okay. Understand this. East. Did Elliot Rodgers shoot up a Roachfield apartment?
Oh my God, you're missing the point.
No. I'm not missing the point. I'm not missing the point because the women.
I want to answer that question.
Right quick, Ruby. The women that he shot up were not the ones that chose a Roachfield apartment over an ugly guy. Listen, I'm not saying that white women don't choose, and I don't know if Elliot Rodgers was ugly, to be honest, but I'm not saying that white women don't choose looks or that they don't have a sense of aesthetics. Like they don't have a sense, they're not vain at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that black women are willing to accept a higher level of poverty for looks.
Black people in America are already in a higher level of poverty.
That's my point. You just made my point, East.
Okay, so
Ruby about to say something. I'm gonna hear
You're asking why are they different? I'm saying that they are different because of the willingness to accept the higher. their willingness to
Okay,
accept a
wait.
higher level of poverty. Go for it, Ruby.
Okay, can I say
Boy,
something, please?
let Ruby go. I
Um,
want to hear what Ruby got to say.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Elliot Rodger actually. So the first thing is that Elliot Rodger thought he was very attractive, and Elliot Rodger was objectively very rich. Despite that, the Stacys didn't want him, right? So I'm going to use Stacys and Chad because this is what the white manosphere has coined. All because again, no matter what, their viewpoint is that these white women don't choose guys based on quality. They don't choose nice guys. They don't choose character. They don't even choose money. They choose Chad, right? That's it. And it has to do with them being 6 feet tall and a certain, the chiseled jaw and the eyebrows to the point where if you look at the other aspects that the white manosphere is talking about in Black Pill, as far as looks maxing and stuff like that, you start getting a really scary picture. And actually, me and Melody are planning something to talk about some aspects of that. But that's within the white manosphere, not within the Black manosphere. And Elliot Rodger, what he did was he went after the Stacys and the women and the men that they chose, right? And the men that they chose, he couldn't get over it. His manifesto was like he could not get over why he could be rich and very attractive. He drove a BMW. He has all the things these women are supposed to want, and they would pick the broke Chad, right? So that's who he went after, right? It's the broke Chads of the world, or at least who he thought were the broke Chads, and the Stacys that would love them, because the Stacys wouldn't just choose a nice guy who looks good and is rich, right? And if you go look at the nice guy nice guy forums and stuff like that, you start seeing it. No, it's very, very clear that at least in the Western world, no, there's a huge focus on looks, on height, on the white version of swag and stuff like that. And it's just like, whether we're not really inundated with it because we don't really care as much as it's not our community, right? But like they're inundated with it, so they know about it, and that's all they talk about. They don't give a shit what Black women are doing or other races of women. They care about the white women, and the white women they're supposed to have access to, that they don't have access to because those women, instead of choosing what they're supposed to choose, are choosing the broke loser Chad.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this, Ruby, because we're talking about the difference between Black women and white women. White women choose Chad.
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. I'm about to go anyway after this. But the fundamental difference is that white women choose Chad. Black women choose Roachfield Apartments and nobody.
No, they chose the nigga they want. He just
No.
said
I don't want to hear. Those white chicks. Those white chicks were those white chicks were at the party with educating lames. Okay, the Black women who get shot up are in Rosefield Apartment alone with 3 bastards. They choose much shittier lives.
Where did the bastards come from? The bastards came from the Chads. They chose the Chads first, and the Chads abandoned them the way the loser Chads are supposed to do.
No.
Yeah.
The bastard. No, let's be clear. The bastards come from Lil Wayne. The bastards come from Lil Wayne and shit like that.
Oh, please. That's like 1% of the population.
Don't assume that these niggas is
I actually agree with Game Changer. I actually kind of agree with Game Changer.
To agree with Game
made
Changer.
a good point.
Who talking? Who talking? Oh, he
made
left.
a good point because the kids do come from Pookies and Ray Rays, like
Yeah.
Right, they come
Come
from
from
Cookies
me.
and Ray Rays, not from Lil Wayne. So that's not money. They're coming from the dudes who are good looking with swag, who are broke as shit, and who have no character and are never going to take care of their responsibilities, right? And so the good guys are being overlooked in favor of the Black Chads. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's sexual attraction. The good guy's not good looking.
No.
All right, Mel, go ahead, Mel.
Reality with everybody, man. A lot of things, Black, whatever. Yo, if you don't have a masculine identity, period, them people gonna find you boring as hell.
No swag.
We're not talking about that. They boring as hell. And they can't wonder why I can't get with certain females. I'm a nice dude and everything. Yo, I'm assertive a little bit also too. You're not a mister.
You got no swag.
Exactly, you don't have no swag. We're not talking about that. We're talking about looks. Even with looks, yo, I've seen the baddest girls with moves that you would think like, huh? Like, or opposite, but he has a personality about himself like females are attracted to. Yes, I never seen different types of things. They will look,
looks.
I've never seen
Is
it.
someone straight attracted towards the man's masculinity?
It's looks first, and then it's all that goofy shit.
Because he has status. But the reality is there, like nobody.
Yo, you Borg as fuck, by the way. You know that, right?
You are Borging, yeah.
Damn. So I'm on my
Can I say what I was gonna say?
Can I ask the women, son? Can I ask Ruby and Melody? What when y'all in y'all younger days, what kind of guys y'all was into?
Whoever they found attractive.
I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not going to lie. In my teenage, I'm gonna be honest with you. In my teenage years, I did like this tough, rough dude.
You like the Pookies, huh?
I'm not gonna say they were Pookies, but I did like the very masculine, muscular dude.
Right.
I did.
The D-boys. Oh, you like everybody.
Like the Derrick Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, yes, exactly. That's what I like. I like them dark skin. This is what I like. I like them really dark. I like them really tall, and I like muscles. That's what I like. Yeah, y'all gonna laugh at me, but I did like a dude with a good hustle that kept money in his pocket.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
That
it.
could be anything, though. You could be selling candy bars.
Yes,
No. Yeah, you selling candy, all right.
I did. I like the D boys. I'm not even gonna lie. But that was when I was
okay, but hey, see, so okay, the D boys are so loud, but I seen how black women move. I got sisters. Y'all date whoever you find attractive. The D boys just be included in that, and they be the ones that get you pregnant. But y'all date whoever you like. Don't put the
Ruby, what you like?
So I liked generally it actually more had to do with a particular attitude and character. But if we had to go for like types, I liked the nerdy dude who had swag still. So like the guy who was class president, you know what I mean? And really liked computers, and he was part of the chess club, right? But like everyone loved him, right? Like that was actually that's literally the description of one of my ex-boyfriends. So I liked that, and I liked the Ray, not the Pookie. Was not a big fan of Pookie, but I liked the Ray. Who gave a shit about women and his family, like taking care of people. So like he's Ray. He's got pull amongst men. So other men look up to him, or he's got rank and whatever, right? But he's doing this to take care of his mom or his sister or his kid or whatever. And he showed me nothing but love and respect, right? Like, so it was those two things. That was basically what I liked.
He's like the Tupac with a degree.
Actually, literally, yeah. Actually, Tupac is. If you were to talk about like me having an imprint, it would be Tupac. So the bald head with the mustache goatee is what I like a man to look like.
Tupac with a degree.
Let me ask you a question then.
I want to say something else too. He had to have status. He's
a popular dude.
I liked, popular dude. Like she said, I liked the football player. I liked the DJ. I liked the club promoter. I liked that dude that everybody just liked. Because I was very pretty. Because the type of girl I was back then, even now, I consider myself very pretty. But when you're in your prime, you're like, But back then, I was very slim, trim, and light skinned. With the nice hair. Who sing that? Slick Rick, with the nice hair and everything. So I actually got what I wanted. I was always the person that got what I wanted.
When you was younger, you like white boys too?
No, just black.
No.
Be black.
You wasn't one of them girls, like you wasn't on Leonardo DiCaprio or not like that Titanic.
I'm like
you didn't like Brad Pitt. You didn't like Brad Pitt or not like that.
Huh?
You didn't like Brad Pitt or not like that.
Nah, more like Tupac, like she said. Like
I wasn't really into athletes though. I like athletes or popular guys.
Athletes.
Yeah.
I've dated. Listen, I've dated football players, and I'm not talking about high school football players. I'm talking about NFL. I dated a Giants. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah, I've dated.
What happened? What happened? Why didn't it work out?
Just dates. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie. I like.
You wasn't attracted to him?
No, I was attracted. I liked that type of guy, but I was scared. I was always afraid. I always thought the worst. Like, oh my God, I'm dating this guy. What if we get serious? And what if, then I'm that chick that's getting cheated on and played with. I thought like that back then. So
I thought like that when I was a child. That's why I never was into the guy who was super popular, like the most popular guy in school. I was never into that guy. I was into
You just said y'all like popular guys.
No, I didn't say popular guys. I said
she's
the
like,
nerd.
she's like the nerdy, swaggy, nerdy dude.
Oh my bad,
Right.
That was Melody.
The swaggy, nerdy type of dude.
it's not like nerdy.
Yeah, but like still everyone loved him, because he was cool like that. Like everyone loves him, but he's not a popular guy. I didn't like the popular guy. He looked like he
Yo,
was
you got a mean echo.
really
You got a mean echo.
Mute up. Go ahead, Ruby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to be a cheater and a liar and a this and that, and I wasn't into that character, and that's why I said, I'm like, character did matter for me. Like, if you looked slimy to me, like you were going to be like that, I had zero interest. Like, it could turn a hero into a zero in a second for me.
Yeah, but that does not dictate your attraction. It'll dictate whether you
It did for
approach or
me.
not, and whether. No, it doesn't. It'll dictate
for me,
whether
though.
you approach and whether you decide to get into any type of relationship with him, but it don't dictate whether you think he's handsome or not.
It does.
That's
to
like
me,
me saying I don't like.
literally.
That's
Yeah.
like me saying. That's like me saying I don't like Brittany Renner because she's a hoe.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
who
but if
don't
you
like
do,
Brittany
hey,
Renner?
listen.
Wait. I would never get into a relationship with Brittany Renner. I'd smash, but I'd never get into a relationship with her. But I do like her.
Some people think she looks gross. She looks gross because they look at her and
right mind
character
think
matters.
Brittany Renner look gross.
I don't know. I'm not a man, but what I can say is
do.
I can't speak for every woman on the planet, but I can tell you that for me, it makes a difference. Now, I'm not saying that it should make a difference for everyone else. I'm just saying simply it made a difference for me. And that the popular guy that everyone else thought was gorgeous, I look at that dude and to me, he just kind of looks like a rat or a weasel. Like, he doesn't look attractive. He literally doesn't look attractive to me.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what about women? You know what it is about women? Y'all all do that. Y'all all act like y'all the exception to the obvious rule. We see how y'all be gloating over like a Jeremy Wins. We see how y'all are.
I was listened and beautiful
if
and
he
had
look
access
good,
to all of the above, and yet I didn't want it. So go figure.
Hold on, Rubes. Hold on, Rubes. We see how character don't matter for shit. Look at Derek Jackson and the another scandal he was in, and look at how many black women is still jocking. Y'all don't give a fuck
what does
about
that have to do
the
with me?
character. Hold
What does that have to do
on.
with me?
Hold on.
No, Ruby like artsy type of dude.
Aren't you some? I know you light skinned.
Ruby like artsy dude.
Hold on. I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet.
For the record, never did.
Listen, sweetheart. Listen, sweetheart. I know you light skinned, so you listen. Let me just talk in general. Let me talk in general because every time you specify and be specific with women, they say it's not me. Okay.
Well, no, because
I'm going by the general. Hey, I'm going by the Hey, listen, people going.
You're calling out on what I said about me. No.
Listen. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
What I said about me.
Let's not do
recap the truth. That's what happened.
No, Ruby, let's not do this because everything I'm gonna say. Hold on, can you not? Okay, everything I'm gonna say, you gonna say it ain't me. So let's just take you out of it. And let me just say this in general. Every time I talk to a woman and I make a generalized rule about women, they always say it. So I'm not going to do that with you. What I am going to say is, look, like, I'm going to go back to my previous example. Look at what happened to Derek Jackson. He cheated on his wife again and left the chick, for some other chick. And look how many women is still right. Women don't care nothing about character. They don't care if he's popular. They care if they find him attractive. Okay, and this is a general rule, not Ruby. This is a general rule. So all this stuff that I hear a lot of y'all say, it be a whole lot of cap to me. I don't know why y'all don't be honest about what y'all attracted to. Like, I really don't.
Are you just saying women in general?
But wait, no, hold on. No one disagreed with you. Actually, we literally agreed with you. However, here's the problem. hold on. Here's the problem. No one disagreed with the concept. Nobody disagreed with the concept that women go for what they're attracted to. In fact, that's the only reason why I unmuted was to agree with that. However, now what you're trying to tell me is what I'm attracted to. And that's where there's a problem because, you know, at the end of the day, if I have individual differences in what I personally find attractive, that's a me thing. And that's just the truth. If those women over
let
there
me ask
have
you a question, Ruby.
Me and Melody, no, hold on, I'm not done.
Ruby.
Me and Melody, I'm not done. Me and Melody have differences in what we each find attractive. The fact that we outlined what it was that we found attractive and what we went for as, you know, teenagers or whatever, right? It doesn't change the ultimate fact that we went for what we were attracted to. So at the end of the day, no, I wasn't disagreeing, but that is still my truth that this is what I'm attracted to. Both then and now.
Let me say this though. Do you like handsome men?
I don't really care. That's not what I find attractive.
Do you like handsome men? Yes or no?
That's not really what I find attractive, though. Like I don't know.
Ruby, her type is like artsy type of dude.
No, we had this conversation before, and at the end of the day, it's not really my thing. No, we actually
Ruby like artsy type of dude.
Okay, she playing games.
Melody, like the
we had this kind of conversation before.
Melody, you like him?
No, I'm not done answering. I know because I'm not done answering. I never even know you asked me a question, so I'm going to answer.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. All right.
I didn't get to answer, so I'm going to answer now. Okay, you ready?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So as I was saying, so for me,
I asked Melody the question.
No, you asked me the question first, and I didn't get a chance to answer because you don't
got your answer.
But it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? Because at the end of the day, already asked the question, so now it's time for me to answer.
It was just a yes or no question, though. You ain't need to elaborate on nothing.
Oh well, but guess what? I'm going to because that's the answer I have.
You want to talk?
So as I was saying, right, for me, when other people say that there's like, you know, there's someone who's objectively attractive or, you know, who tends to be attractive to most women, right? Those people are not, I mean, there's maybe one or two that I found attractive. Like, for example, Morris Chestnut, I find attractive, right? To look at him. But as far as someone who I find sexually appealing, or even I look at and I find attractive in general, the people who like are objectively attractive, right, to women in general, no, I don't generally care about that. That's not normally what I'd be responding to. So that's why I'm like, for me, it's not really that cut and dry. But I've had this conversation. I've told everybody exactly what drives my sexual attraction. I've written about it. So if you want to keep calling Cap, you can. But the fact is, I'm not alone in the world. There are other women like me that are driven by other things. So go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I put in the chat that you got some like sisterhood qualities, Ruby, and you really do got some sisterhood qualities. Yeah,
good for you. But anyway, Mr. Know-It-All, I'm not asexual. I'm a demisexual, and that's the difference, and that's why my attraction is different. Yeah, because it's
right all the time.
This is my and Melody's panel, so therefore, yeah. Sometimes, even though y'all talk for like an hour and a half, I was muted the whole time. Now I want to say something. You want to interrupt me every 3 words.
For an hour and a half.
No, I said all of y'all did. Now that I finally want to say something, you want to just speak over me, but this is our panel. And so we're supposed to
let Ruby talk. Let Ruby talk.
Right. We're supposed to be able to give our feedback when we want to. Now, with that being said, as I was saying, and I've talked about this before, Mr. Know-It-All, both on RBR's panel and also here, that no, I'm not asexual, I'm demisexual. So that's the difference. My sexual attraction to people is driven by an emotional connection first. So without that emotional connection, I tend not to get any type of sexual like nothing gets wet or tingly or whatever for me on looks. It has to do with my emotional connection with someone. That's what gets me hot and bothered.
And spiritual.
Nobody. Yeah, a lot of women say that they need that relationship feel in order to get, you know, aroused. A lot of women say that, and I just want to tell all the guys here that that's the quickest way to end up in the friend zone. Don't let a woman tell you. Hold on. Don't let a woman.
Remember, I'm married. So yeah.
Don't let a woman tell you that she needs to build some type of friendship bond with you before she does anything with you. That's a lie.
Except I'm married. So obviously not a lie.
They know from the jump what God is. They know just off sight. Just like they're just like us. This nigga need to mute up, yo.
Except I'm married. So yeah.
Real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want to get the super chats read. And thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Everybody who supported the stream, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Can you see that
Yes,
super
thank
chat?
you.
Rudy? You want to read it?
Yes, I can't touch anything on the screen though, so you're gonna have to move stuff. But I said thank you very much, Marvel318 for the super chat.
Marvel.
And he says, great show, peeps, 100. Thank you.
We appreciate that. Thanks. And didn't you say you had a question to ask me before we move on, Youngies?
No, I was gonna actually say a question, but Ruby took the air out of it.
I took the air out of your sails.
I can still answer it. What was the question? I'm sorry. I
No, I was gonna ask you, do you find handsome men attractive or something along the lines?
Handsome men attractive? Yes, but it's not all about looks to me, honestly. It's more about personality. I can't hear myself speak. What happened? I just hear noise and laughing. I couldn't.
Yeah, because he doesn't. Because if we're telling the truth, he doesn't believe us.
What would you say? It's like 50% looks, 50% personality.
Yeah, well, yeah. Of course, I'm gonna look. I'm human. I like a handsome man, but also, it's other things that factor in, like looks.
What percentage would you say the looks are?
Probably about 50%. I mean, I would like something nice to look at. I would love for him to look good, but I mean,
so he could be a 5.
Above average. He has to be at least above average. I'm gonna be honest, above average. So he can be a 7 or a 6, adjustable 6, an 8. I mean, it don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter.
Okay.
You don't have to be.
Well, I dated a 3 with a lazy eye for 4 years. So.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have.
And I was very attracted to him the entire time.
We know there's niches and all of that, but I'm talking about a general rule. Like women like handsome men, right? So therefore looks is a major criteria when it comes to women choosing who they want. It's the same way with men. Y'all we don't lie about it though. We tell the truth.
But men and women are different. What you guys it's supposed to be about beauty with men. Men should go and find a beautiful woman because women, that's what we're about. We're about our beauty.
It's the same way with y'all. Y'all got to find that particular man attractive too, though. Y'all can't just say, because if that was the case, then all men would have to, all these dudes on the manosphere wouldn't be complaining about, women. They would be like, oh, just running through holes. That.
So, Mel,
dread up running through holes.
Yes.
Mr. Noah.
What about Method Man?
Huh?
What about Method Man?
Yeah, he's my celebrity crush. I find Method Man very attractive, but not only because his looks. I like when he has his suit on. It shows me that he's a businessman. So he has that hardness to him, like from the rap hood, but he's also a gentleman, a gangster and gentleman. I like that. I'm not even gonna lie.
So they like Tupac with a degree.
Pookie.
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
95 Pookie. I'm gonna ask 95 Pookie a question.
Yeah.
Were you the pick of the litter in your past days? Did you get all the girls back then?
I mean, it was just about. It just happened to be about attraction. Like I ain't saying I'm the Idris Elba, but they just. I don't really have problems with females.
Now that you're 9 to 5, has the attention gone up or down, or stayed the same?
I've been more. I turn it down more than anything.
That's you in the picture.
I don't have the time. I don't have the time or patience no more.
That's you in a picture.
Yeah, that's me.
I like your complexion. You have really nice skin.
Yeah, that's me. No catfish.
You have nice skin. You have nice lips. I do see why you would get women.
You see.
And then it's the way you carry yourself too, because you can be very handsome but walk bent over, walk like a nerd. Like it's about the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. Are you a gentleman? All of that stuff.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Being a
I was really.
gentleman
I
can
got
really go
both
a long
parents. I got both parents.
Yeah. So all of
No,
that plays a factor. It's not
Uh,
all about looks.
I'm gonna let you
Melody,
question real
being a
quick before we
gentleman
move
do
on.
not
Yeah, I'm an
matter.
ugly dude. I'm ugly.
No,
Demisexual doesn't mean bi. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Hey, Melody, real quick, have you ever heard the name Victor Cruz?
I have
You have?
The
The
boxer?
Giant.
no
The
the
Giant.
football player.
Oh, how'd you know that, Melody? How'd you know he played for the Giants?
I know.
How?
Why are you asking her? I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Okay.
I see
That's
what
clever.
you're doing.
Mhm.
No, I know the Giants. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan.
I hope they bust the Eagles ass Saturday.
What? Excuse me? No,
I'm a Cowboys fan.
we're not gonna do that. No,
The
the Eagles
Cowboys
are
not
number
making it
one
past the
right now.
49ers.
No, the Eagles are number one right now. So
The
we're
Cowboys
I'm from
ain't making
Philly.
it
I'm a
past the
Cowboys fan.
49ers. I want to see the
Man.
Cowboys make it past the 49ers.
Nah,
Yeah, we got it. We got
The
this
Eagles
year.
might
This our
take
year.
it. The Eagles might take it this
are
year.
gonna take it. The Eagles
They
are
might.
gonna take it.
They might take it.
They're
They
gonna
might.
choke as usual.
They might.
We will. No, we don't
They
choke.
might leave.
How we choke when we number one right now? I don't
They're gonna
understand.
lose. They could
Yeah,
lose
the
to the
Chiefs are
Chiefs.
no pushovers.
Yeah, they could lose to the Chiefs. They could lose to them. They could lose to them.
They're
Now
gonna
we
lose
got
to the
Chiefs.
Giants.
What's that kid name that's the quarterback on the Chiefs?
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Mahomes. Yeah. He put in work. They could lose to him.
He what Ruby said. He's like a nerdy, a Pookie Mahomes.
Well, I mean, no matter how nerdy you are, if you're the best quarterback in the league, you're a catch.
Not
He a nerd with swag.
Russell Wilson was pretty good, and women.
Russell Wilson
they
just a
kind of
nerd.
prefer. Yeah,
Yeah, and look who his wife is.
He ain't got no swag.
And look who his wife is.
That's Future's wife.
Yeah. Well, let's give it up. Let's give it up for Jalen Hurts, though. Let's give it up for him because he's been doing really good. Because let me tell you, the Eagles been playing bad like before this. You know.
Yeah, remember how they were writing them off last
They
year?
are playing good. They are playing good. Look at.
Boo.
But
I don't know anything about sports or about football. It's not my thing. I dated 2 football players,
running
but I
back
dated
on
them
the
in high school, so it didn't count.
The Melody.
What'd you say, Ruby?
I said I dated 2 football players, but I dated them when I was in high school and they were like in college. So like, or actually one of them was going, like he was still in high school, but they're both made it to the NFL. It's just I didn't date them then. I dated them when we were kids, right? So
what team did yours play for? Mine played for the Giants. What about you?
I know what college he went to because he was in college at the time. Like I know he made it afterwards, but I'm like, I don't know where. And then, but he went to Eastern Michigan, so I know that. And then he was actually in a football game. Like you know, like the video games when they do college ball and whatever. He was actually in it. He was on the D line. I'll tell you that much. He was on the D line. I know that. But like, I don't know what team he went to. And the other one, I couldn't even tell you what school he went to. Huh?
Melody be curving football players. Like she had football players.
Yeah.
Melody, have you ever met Victor Cruz?
Yeah, he's from. I know all these people. A lot of
He's
people
from Jersey.
A
He's
lot
from
of
North
people from
Jersey.
Jersey and New York. I know.
Yeah, he's from North Jersey.
Like I
You met him
listen.
in person?
Of course you do.
Yeah. Like I'm listen.
She dated Victor Cruz, y'all. She dated
I'm gonna
Victor
tell you
Cruz.
why I know these people. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I go to a lot of industry parties. Well, I used to. I used to be a model girl. I used to host a lot of industry parties.
Right.
I used to stay in New York, in Brooklyn, and host parties there as well. So I meet these people. I'm not gonna say, oh, I slept with these people or anything like that. No, I'm not that type of woman. But I know these people because of the job that I did.
Right. Yep. No, and I was the same way, but like with more like musicians, actors, and actresses and stuff, right? But it's not because I dated them or I slept with them, right? It's just more the circles I was in and where I was going and what I was doing. When these stars were up here, it's just that's where they were, right? So, you know, yeah. I believe you because that's the life I lived too, right? And I guess that's what I guess, like, sometimes, like, I think that there are women who maybe don't understand what it is to just kind of be flawlessly, like, you woke up in the morning and you're just beautiful, because it's a different life than you put 5 hours into cinching this in here and putting all this makeup on and all this fake this and that, whatever, for you to look half possible when you're trying to get into a club. It's a little different, right? Because your opportunities are different, and like the life that you just take kind of for granted that that's how you live is different.
Pretty
So,
privilege. Pretty privilege.
yeah,
You talking?
yeah, exactly. That's why I believe in pretty privilege. Yeah.
Hey, I was at the strip club with Tretch.
Melody got pretty privilege.
Are you in the club with Tretch?
Ugly privilege.
Are you with Tretch? Oh, the strip club with Tretch?
Yeah, we went to the strip club together.
Oh yeah, he from Jersey too, right?
Yeah.
Naughty by nature.
When you say you went there together, you left from the same destination and arrived there together?
No, just
Correct. We went to the strip club together. Yes.
So you used to date Tretch, is what you're saying.
I never said that. I never said that. Look at you trying to figure out who I was dating.
He was really trying.
No,
they all from Jersey.
I'm not
Queen
saying I dated
Latifah.
those guys. I met Queen Latifah. My uncle actually used to sing with Queen Latifah. That's how I know
Yeah.
her. She's from Jersey as well.
She can
Yeah,
sing.
all of them from Jersey.
Queen Latifah? Yeah.
Queen
she
Latifah.
can sing and she can
Yeah,
rap.
she from North Jersey. She from
She
Newark.
cannot sing.
Yeah,
Who
she
the
can.
hell?
Didn't she sing the
Yeah,
Living
people
Single
watched that movie in
song?
Chicago.
Yeah, she
We
sang
are
that.
living, yeah, single.
That ain't her.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Lord, I got my girl.
My girl. I'm pretty sure.
That
That
ain't
was
her.
Queen. That was
Yeah.
Queen.
She can't fucking sing. Queen Latifah can sing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can sing and rap.
She's
Yeah.
like a Missy Elliott. You know how Missy can sing and rap? It's like
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill can sing and rap. Like
I heard her talk about it once because she said that, this.
Like a man. No, bro, you just asked me. Can Queen Latifah sing? Can she sing? Bro,
Yeah, she can sing.
Because
She-
I heard
but
somebody
she-
talking about it, and she said that there's much less talented people than her who've been in the industry, much less than her, whatever, who got much further than her because of, certain types of stereotypes. And so I remember hearing her talk about it actually, not even that long ago. It was in an interview. So,
she was heavy
but yeah.
set. Yeah.
Yes, because she was fat. Yeah, that's really what it was. Yeah.
Queen
Yeah.
Latifah's a
You
rapper.
just preaching that empowerment shit. That fell out of vogue.
Queen Latifah's a rapper.
No, she down the line when she got older, she started singing. She was in a movie. Dana Owens. She was in a movie. She was in some movie.
That musical, wasn't it called Chicago?
Yeah, some musical. Yeah.
Wasn't she in Lee Daniels' Star too? I swear to God, she sang something in Lee Daniels' Star. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that show. That was like one of my favorite shows. I was sad.
UNITY, that's about it. UNITY, that's all she did. UNITY, that's it. That shit stole throwback. That's all she did. Talking about she can sing.
No, she could sing. She
No,
really
she did a
could
musical stuff. She did a musical
She a
type of stuff.
background singer. She a background singer at best. At
Yeah.
best.
Better than
I'm
most.
telling you, she sang with my uncle. She can sing. I'm telling you.
But she more of a
There you go.
rapper. She more of a rapper, but she could sing though.
Yeah, she's more of a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
She's more of an actor than both.
Yeah, she's a triple threat. That's why, that's what she was talking about. Is she's
Honestly,
so multifaceted. Apparently, she can play instruments too. But like,
Yeah.
So
I always liked it.
Talented. You know who's really talented? Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
I was gonna say you got to give her respect because she can do drama and comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked her.
No, she's not Lauryn Hill. She's not Lauryn Hill.
I was
Stop that.
gonna say Lauryn Hill. What do you guys
Lauryn
think?
Hill's not the actor that.
She from Jersey too, Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, but do you think? Yeah, she's from Newark. Correct. Yeah.
Yep, a lot of people.
Do you think Lauryn Hill's a better singer or rapper?
Singer.
I like how she sings.
No, it's like even. To me, it's even.
Yeah.
She's like 60-40 singer over
Yeah.
rapper.
I like how she sings.
I love the way she does both. I think she's incredible. She's an incredible musical artist.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
It's her shitty ass attitude and her shitty ass behavior that has held her back. That is all on her. Yeah,
I like
and
how
she's
She
a
can
they
lot.
act
sing.
too.
They can
She doesn't
sing.
She
show
a
up
good
on
actor
time
too.
and shit. And,
She's
she
okay.
is. But she's people don't want to work with her and people don't want to hire her because she has a shitty attitude. She has a shitty work ethic. So it's like, yo, you could be
No,
the
why
most
you
talented
hating?
person in the world, but no,
She's
she
always.
is
I went to a
That's
Lauryn Hill concert a couple of years ago. She was so late to her own
so
concert.
late. Yeah,
An hour and a
That's the
half.
one I
That's
heard about on the
normal.
news.
That's normal.
That's the
yeah.
one that was on the news.
So
No,
Oh,
that's
That's
no.
normal.
It's normal for her.
Everybody
She'll
goes to
show up.
concert and be late.
She'll show up after the concert's supposed to be done, do 2 songs and bounce, or like she does. You're not. You can't do that. These people have
That's
spent.
normal.
No, it's not. It's
It
not at
is,
all.
bro. You go to concerts, the
No.
artists, they always have like a opener, some random artist, maybe an opener or two, and then the artists come out and they be late. They always late.
Right, but the
Talking
thing
about black
is,
that's
artists,
more her concert.
she
black
doesn't show
artists
up a little
always
bit
late.
late. No, she doesn't show up a little bit late. She shows up 3 hours late from when she's supposed to
That's
walk on
normal.
stage. No, it's
She doing
not.
that Bobby Brown. She doing that Bobby Brown type
The
stuff.
openers go
She
on.
ain't go to the
The
concert.
openers go on. I'm saying the openers go on. That happens. So then now the time she's supposed to walk on the stage at 11, right? Because everyone's got to go home at 2, and she'll show up at like 2:45. Like, wait,
She
what?
just ain't go.
I can look at every single show, and then she'll sit there, and when people get mad, she'll be like, basically, she'll like tell them off and then storm off stage. Like she does fucked up things. That's not normal. It's not normal behavior at all.
Roots. Another thing I don't like about her is when she performs, none of her songs sound like the real songs. She changed the music. She sings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like, come on, I came here to sit here killing me softly, and you
Yeah.
using music and you singing it different. Like, come on.
Oh, I've always wished I could have ever seen her in concert. I've never seen her in concert. I'm like, oh, like, because I just love that. Honestly, let's be real, like that one album so much. But damn.
I've seen her live. And she did great. She was incredible.
Give me the best one you got.
Maybe she's fallen off over the years. I saw her back when she was before her long hiatus.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You need to smooth. That's why you're always stressed and shit.
I think all that whole business that she did, and that's what broke up her.
Best thing that happened in your day.
All the what?
What?
What is that noise?
I think Octavius is arguing with his girl in the background.
No, I hear like a lot of clicking noises.
Oh, it might be me, to be fair, because I am cutting up and bagging up a pork shoulder, like a giant one, like the whole entire connection of pork shoulder. So it's a lot of work, but I'm like, I have to get it done today. So it might be me. I apologize. I'll meet up in a second. I just need to wash my hands again.
No, that's cool. But yeah, it's a lot of talented people from over this.
Jersey, Newark, New Jersey.
Look, Whitney
North
Houston
Jersey.
came
Yeah,
from
Whitney
North
Houston. Whitney Houston,
one of
yeah.
the best singers. Don't
Shaq
make
from
me cry.
Shaq from up there too.
Who? Oh yeah, Shaq. I met Shaq. He was cool.
Oh, you know what?
And all this time, I thought it was just Redman.
Someone in the space is related to Shaq.
Red Man from Jersey. Red Man.
Someone in the space is cousins with Shaq, for real. Like actually related to Shaq. Like they're like first cousins. But like Shaq doesn't talk to his but on his dad's side of his family. Since you don't talk to his dad and his dad's side of his family, like it's not like you're like, oh, they peoples and stuff, but they are directly first cousins. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I know somebody who's Beyonce's cousin.
Really?
Yeah, like a second cousin of Beyonce's. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I know some people like honestly, I remember growing up, the only person I knew like that, my best friend, my best male friend, his godmother was Deborah Cox. I don't even know if she's I don't know if she is also an artist in America. I know she's a big artist in Canada. I don't know if she's an American artist.
America
it's interesting. How did you get here? Why did you?
Yeah, how
Yes, her.
Nobody's supposed to be here.
Love thing for the last time. Yeah.
She's too strong looking, bro. She looked too strong.
Canadian. I got Tory Lane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tory Lanez is from Brampton. Like she's from down the road.
Said Jake and Drake too.
Yeah, Drake is I'm less proud of him. I'm gonna be real with you. I like Tory Lanez. I understand, blah blah blah, but I like Tory Lanez. So To me,
Y'all
I'm
got
like,
Avril
Canada.
Lavigne. Avril Lavigne
Flawless.
from Canada. Avril Lavigne from Canada too.
Chill out. What you yelling for? Lay back.
What
It's all
about
been done before.
y'all still talk about Cardinal Official?
Yo, Cardi Cardi, are you serious? T-Dot slang, when I was in high school, right? T-Dot slang came out, and that was just like Cardinal was big when I was in high school, and it was huge for us, right? Because it felt like
slang.
T-Dot slang.
T-Dot
Oh,
Uh,
I never heard of this person.
Yeah, no, the person is Cardinal Official. The song is called T-Dot slang. That's at least one of them. The other one is Money Jane, which is it's a really good song. But anyway, but the T-Dot slang for us was huge because it made our slang, our black slang in Toronto, like put it on the map, and then compared it to like Black American slang, and then made ours sound better. So
you
yeah,
tell
we
me
loved
a
it.
Toronto slang. I want to know a Toronto slang. I never heard of a motherfucking Toronto slang. Tell me, please. What y'all say?
You know what? I'm gonna play the song for you because it's a whole song. It's like a bunch of it.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
I just told you one. I just told you one. See how you're so busy caught up in your own shit. I said, "Get out, mom."
What was it?
See, you're still talking. I just did it again. You're not listening. Get out, mom.
A what?
You were saying she's a chicken. She's a sket out mom too. See, you don't play.
I didn't.
I can see why that was never on the map.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is though. It's huge on the map.
That single was a hit when it came out.
Yeah, it was. It was huge. Huge. She's a sket out mom too.
I never heard that one.
It's an all time killing.
I never heard that word before.
In my way, in another way, baby. We are murderer, killer. Yeah.
And y'all also have Melissa Ford, right? She from Canada.
Yeah, she's Canadian too.
model?
Yeah, she's Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know someone who dated her. That's why I'm like, what, is she a model?
Video Dixon. Video Dixon.
She was Brittany Renner before Brittany Renner.
Yes.
She said she didn't do nothing though.
She lying.
Yeah, she is lying, and she's also a bitch. So.
You gotta be on the record before we start comparing her to Brittany Renner.
And you know what's funny, Ruth?
Yeah,
I saw her on Drink Champs, and she was talking, and I didn't even know she was from Canada. I was like, damn, she sound like Ruby. And I was like, and I looked her up. I was like, she sound like Ruby, and it said she was from Toronto, Canada. I was like, I knew. Yeah, I knew it.
She was a good girl.
Just like you.
Yeah, we all sound the same.
Yeah, I do.
I know. You know what's funny? I don't think that Toronto people have an accent until I hear Toronto people, and then I know they're from Toronto. So it's almost like, because I guess I'm used to just kind of listening to myself. So I'm like, yeah, and then I'll hear it and I'll be like, oh, yo, that dude's from Toronto. It's so obvious when I'm hearing like random content creators.
You don't hear the accent that you're from sometimes. That's normal.
Never.
That's not regular to me.
Yeah, I sound so regular to me. So I'm like, how do you guys know? I don't have an accent. I sound like all like Americans from like this central kind of area that don't have an accent. That's how I think I sound. But then I hear
some of your words.
I'm like, oh, I do.
Like when you say against, that's when I know from Canada.
Against, about.
I don't know. I don't think about is really. I don't know. Because again, the only thing everyone says that Canadians do about is say a boot, and I've heard that, like I have, but it's just not in Toronto. Like it's not a slang from here. It's not a pronunciation from here. So. I don't know.
It's the same thing in Baltimore. In Baltimore, they always hold their own.
Oh no, I can't fucking stand that shit. I can't. I hate it. It hurts my soul when they do it. Like I know they're not. I fucking can't stand when they. I hate that sound. It's so bad. It's so extreme. No, because it's like. Why they do it. Yeah, right. It's so harsh though. It's so different than everything else they say. You know, I think that's the problem. It's like
the crazy part is they not that far from Jersey to be sounding so different.
Different, right?
It's like 3.5 hours to get to Maryland. I mean to Baltimore. Yeah. It's like 3.5
Nah,
hours
it be like
drive.
that. It be like that. It be like that. Like people from Massachusetts, the mass holes over there, the mass hole. How they
Mhm.
say shit, they be like, let's get it started. Like they sound like that. Why you talking to me like that's how they talk? And they're not far.
What about like Staten Island? They sound different too.
Yeah.
Staten Island and who else sound different? Why people from South Jersey always say John? That John over there, that John.
That's a Philly thing, John.
Philly, yeah.
Camden is nothing but Camden is a closed off Philly. That's all it is. Yeah.
John.
Easy.
So what? And so everybody got their little twang when they talk. That's just how it is out here.
It is. Like people be like, they be asking me if I'm from New York. I be like, nah, I'm from Jersey. They be like, you sound like you from New York. I'm from Jersey, yeah, but
Jersey.
New York more than Jersey. But I am. What am I like? 15-minute drive from New York? Not even.
I'm from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yep, Philadelphia.
Philly. How you from Philly and don't like the Eagles?
I'm a cow. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of Cowboys and Chiefs fans here.
I don't know. Yo, these Cowboy fans be wilding, yo. Cowboy and Giant fans, they're the most immature. They're the worst. Yeah, they're so immature. They loud all the time. It ain't even like they just wilding.
I put my jersey on.
They say Philly fans are like violent.
It's like don't bring no another team jersey. You might get dipped on.
Beat up.
they hit females too.
Damn.
That's crazy. They doing too much now.
They used to have a back in the day. They used to have like a court like at the stadium. Like a court. They had used to have like a night court. Yeah.
What the
for the fights and for all the fights and stuff. Yeah.
They
At the
taking
old
that
Vesta
sports
Stadium.
too seriously, bro. That's retarded.
They say you got the worst fans in the world. The worst fans. Philly got the worst fans in the world.
Yeah, Philly.
But
Through
guys,
snowballs at Santa Claus.
yeah, we're gonna do final thoughts because it's the 3-hour mark. So let's start with you, Mr. Know-It-All. What are your final thoughts?
Dang, when I originally came up here, I was going to ask what this whole Austin situation was about because I didn't even know what you guys were talking about.
Austin got mushed in the face by a Latino hoe. She mushed him in his noggin, nigga. She mushed him like that.
Well, that happened too, but this was about Fox News. Fox News was pretty much talking about him, how everybody is looking at him weird. People in Brazil, people all over the world, because of sex tourism. So, what is your?
Oh, are they trying to equate passport bros to sex tourists?
Exactly.
That's part of it, though.
Man. Here's the thing. There's passport bros is just a label, man. Dudes have always been traveling and hooking up with women overseas. I was in Brazil in 2004. It's nothing new, but when you put a label on it and you try to build a movement around it, and the movement itself is like not favorable to women, they're gonna attack it on a how do I say?
I know where you're going with it.
They're gonna sling mud, right?
Right.
They're not gonna refute it logically. They're gonna tarnish the image.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, it might ultimately be effective because I could see in a year or two you go overseas. You're not even a passport bro, but just because you're from America, people are like, hey, are you a passport bro? Women thinking you're there just for sex tourism. If they can efficiently equate it to sex tourism, it's going to have a negative impact, I think.
I agree.
Whether or not they can successfully equate it to sex tourism is another thing, but we'll see. All it takes is a couple high-profile cases, like when they had the Stop Asian Hate, and they were circulating the same 3 or 4 videos, you know, to use that as proof of some hate crime epidemic.
Right.
All it's going to take is an Andrew Tate, an Austin, and maybe 2 or 3 more guys, and they'll be able to just completely summarize Passport Bros as whatever they want them to be, predators. And nobody's going to listen to the logic after that. No one's going to care.
Yeah, the logic been out the window. Yep.
So, I don't know. I mean, everyone's a passport bro when you think about it. Like, what guy goes overseas and swears off women? You know, it just didn't have a title before. And maybe it wasn't, men weren't traveling. Well, I mean, men were traveling, but maybe they weren't advertising it as much as they do now. And if they were advertising it, they weren't advertising it as an alternative to American women. It was just, hey, these women are beautiful. Go get you one. But it wasn't.
I think that's the issue.
Go get you one.
I think
it's American women are bad.
Yep, that's the issue right there. They're doing it in contrast to American women, black women in particular. That's what's causing a lot of the backlash. If they were just going silently, like how people saying, or just going, and they're just going, they wasn't saying
don't even
shit.
have to be silent. You could even say, go over here because the women are beautiful. It's when you say the women are better. That's where it becomes contentious.
Yeah,
I've been talking about Brazilian women for decades.
And like Melody said, they're not even getting the best of they females. They getting the worst.
Hold on. I don't care. Sure. Like I wrote in the comments earlier, what type of homosexual is going overseas to seek the validation of the local men? Who cares what they like? Go get what you like. The whole reason these passport bros are going over there is because those women are supposedly better than the women over here. Don't go over there. Find you a woman who's beautiful in your eyes and is submissive, and that's what you want, and she's better than the women here in your eyes, and then start worrying that the men over there have her ranked low. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? I've been to Colombia, bro, and some of the women that everyone thought was the flyest women, I was like, like she got no ass. They don't like ass. They like their ass skinny. They like the girl.
And also, a lot of them have BBLs. Let's not forget.
And they like their women looking plastic, and I mean, I went to Medellin, which is supposedly the most superficial city, because that's where Pablo Escobar was operating out of, and that's where the narcos were, paying to have their women's bodies done, and so it's like created this culture of extreme superficiality. I mean, I'm talking like I was there during Halloween, and not a single kid was in a costume they made themselves. Everybody was in store-bought costumes. I was just like, it's like, I used to wear shorts there. I would wear shorts because it's the city of eternal spring, they call it. I'm like, yeah, I wore shorts every day, but to them, wearing shorts was low class. It's like I'm not judging what I like and what I want out of life, what off some dude from Medellin wants. And back then they were already ahead of the game on skinny jeans. This was before skinny jeans were popular in the US. They were wearing skinny jeans. All the dudes had mullets, and this was their style. And on a funny note, they had they had these brands, these fashion brands that were so racist. They had one that had the SS mark from the Nazis. Like, in their culture, I guess they're not as sensitive to Nazism. That was cool to them. And then they had a brand of hip-hop jeans. The brand was called Niggas.
Niggas.
That was the name of the brand.
Are you serious?
It's like, when you go overseas, don't judge the women based on their culture. They don't appreciate. I mean, men tend not to. I mean, this is going to sound weird, but men tend not to appreciate what they got, and that goes for American men in some respects too. But like the men over there, they have their own ideas of what they want in a wife. It's based on their own circumstances, their own economy, their own whatever. And it doesn't match what we got here. So when you go overseas, don't worry about what those men like. What they like doesn't matter for what you like and what will work here in America.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I got accused of extending final thoughts too long yesterday, so I'm going to cut it off there.
Oh, you're good.
Just
Thank
saying. No, I'm kidding.
Also, guys, before we move on to the next final thought, the after party is at movie night. We be bugging in there. Hit this Zoom link before we close down. We're gonna all be in there chilling. That's the after party. Let's go with 9 to 5 Pookie. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. It was a nice show, nice panel tonight. It was one of the best panels. And that's about all. I gotta get up early in the morning.
All right,
And,
thanks for that.
I'll see y'all.
See you later.
Good night, Melly,
Well,
Ruby.
reformed Pookie.
Y'all.
Thanks for coming.
Night, Pookie. Good night.
Also, bring Killer Swag back up here and let him say his piece.
Oh yeah, Killer Swag. Hit the link if you want. You can come up and give your final thought.
Yeah, poor thing. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
Right? He dropped down. He was like, I'm not staying.
Fuck y'all. Yeah, I feel you.
But Glocktavius, what are your final thoughts?
Why do you call him Glocktavius?
Yeah, well, they kept calling me that shit. I was like, that sounds funny. I'm gonna do it. But
it is funny.
Final thoughts. Oh, final thoughts. I looked at some of the women that these guys brag about, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not impressed. I've seen some of the vlogs that the Austin guy put up. Even the girl that mushed them, like, these chicks are not baddies. Okay, I understand that y'all feel like they're slimmer in some respect. I get some of that, but I feel like within the 20 to 20, the 18 to about 24 age bracket, most women, that's the slimmest they're gonna be in their life, and I feel like that's the women they're showcasing. Because honestly, in America, if you look at any race of women that's 18 to about 24, they're slimmer than chicks that's 30 and up. So to me, I'm not impressed by their quality of beauty that they continue to brag about. And Melanie said it earlier, a lot of it is BBLs and stuff. That's something I'm not into at all. So maybe it's about their character, maybe it's how they are treated. That's what I could assume. But from what I'm seeing, to me, I'm just not impressed. Even I never seen one of them cater to no black man out there on another level. I never seen no type of supreme femininity. Hold on. I never seen any type of supreme femininity that these guys are talking about. They're talking about these girls have this next level of femininity. I don't see it personally. What else was I gonna say? Damn, I was gonna say something else. Dang, I forgot. Anyway, and to Ruby, I like you. You're cool. That's my final thought.
Oh, now you like her.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so excited that you like her because for a minute it seemed like,
Yeah, when you going at it, we go back and forth, but I like Ruby. She's cool.
Likewise. No, truly, I actually really do. I actually really do like you. I mean, even at like the point where I'm losing my mind, I'm like, yo, bro, can we just fuck this dude? But I still am like, underneath it all, I'm like, you're hilarious. Like,
I know you be getting there. I already know you. I know you get to that point. That's why I had to end it on a good note, because I know you be fed up with my ass. You be like, yo, this guy.
You guys argue like siblings. I would think you guys were brother and sister the way you go back and forth, which is a good thing. We're family, two family here.
Yeah, and that's what it is, mad love. And I like you like Mr. Know-It-All. Mr. Know-It-All likes to come for me, but I'm like, it's all love. Like I feel that there's a difference between some people and other people. Like y'all, I feel like you guys like to come for me, but I'm like, I don't feel like it's like, oh, they hate me and they're trying to like embarrass me
it's
or
not
like
malicious.
ruin me or
It's not
something.
malicious. Yeah.
I probably agree with you more than anybody in this entire anybody with a wrench. I probably agree with you the most.
I agree. I believe you, right? Which is, I think though, it's almost like because you agree with me, you're harder on me. Like it's almost like the second I say something the littlest bit off, and you would like pounce on it, and you're like, no, we're gonna break this down right now, which I respect though, because I do the same thing, right? So
I remember what I was gonna say. I remember what I was gonna say. I remember in the beginning when I was on this panel, it used to be extremely toxic. I remember when people would cuss at each other, scream, people would leave off the panel. I just want to commend Melody. I want to commend Melody because it came together. Like, she got certain people off the panel that needed to be off the panel, and it's a lot better. Like, the environment is not toxic. Nobody's like at their their last leg. Like, nobody tripping no more. It used to. You remember how bad it was?
Yeah.
It used to be.
If I recall, that was you.
Free for all. Yep.
If I recall,
Yeah, it was. Yo, I was right in the middle. You're right, Mr. But as you can see, it wasn't me that was. See, I'm cool. It ain't me that's the problem. You see, now that everything cool, you see, ain't no more screaming matches. Like, I'm chill. Like, I'm always.
It was you and Mel, and you and Mel are still here.
Mel be bugging though. Mel was telling GC to shut up earlier on. Mel be losing his cool way too fast still though. He still need to work on that. But generally speaking, the panel's a lot better. It's a lot less toxic. People are more respectable. Like, it came a long way.
And I actually really like Mel too. Like, I like Mel. I like everybody who comes up. I appreciate. We just need to do better moderating the panel. You and I, Ruby. Let's be honest, because we're too lenient. Like, we'll let them go.
I kind of like it the way it is.
You like it the way
it's okay. It's
you have to
okay.
let people argue from time to time. That's the most entertaining parts.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The problem is when a third party comes in, or someone who's not like normally here. Because the thing is, we've learned, I think for me at least, learning personalities is important. So I know Young Yeast, for example, will poke and poke and poke. But as long as you don't disrespect him, eventually he'll back off. Eventually, right? You just have to kind of keep your cool till he can back off, right? But he's going to keep going first. He might even start hammering. But as long as you don't get disrespectful, he will eventually back off. He might even apologize. And then everything's fine. And for me, as long as I get that, I'm good. So I know if I can just kind of hang in there, it's going to be all right. Or like with Mel, he's very sensitive to disrespect as well. So you have to just kind of know your people and moderate accordingly. The problem is when other people we don't know like that, or who don't give a shit about the kind of environment here, come onto the panel, because then there's nothing we could like. It just kind of lacks, moderating is fine as long as everyone is doing their part. But when people come in, they don't give a shit. Then it's like, great, now we have to start. We got to put in the rules now, and then it almost feels unfair to them. But I'm like, yo, if you won't moderate yourself, we have to moderate you. Like,
right? You're gonna have to keep dropping you down and stuff.
As the channel grows, you're going to get more and more people that you're going to have to learn their personalities. Like, now you got Todd Traveler. Y'all going to have to learn how to moderate.
In particular with Mel, if you disagree with Mel and he turned up, man, he be turned. Just a disagreement. And you know what? We all used to be kind of like that. Just a little disagreement. And I honestly think it's a black thing, yo. We cannot disagree with each other about nothing. Like you think the sky is, you think the sky is kind of ashy blue today. I think it's just blue, and we'll like damn near beef over that. So I just think, we I don't know why we can't just disagree. Listen, these topics a lot of times don't even be serious topics like that. It just be, oh, I disagree, and you make your point, and somebody's like, they're challenged by it. Like, you're challenged. Like, you think I'm stupid, nigga?
This the streets. This the streets.
Yeah, that's the street. Yo, that's how niggas get shot, too. Dead ass. That's how niggas get shot. Like, y'all, we would disagree about, which job. You could disagree about, which job pay more, or this. And niggas will literally turn up off that shit. Nigga, I'm right. Like, they gotta be right. And I'm like, all right. It be like that.
Yeah, it be like that for real. Like they argue, they get heated over Eagles Giants game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so bad.
Yeah, but Killer Swag came back up. Let him get his final thought off. And you can say whatever you want right now, Killer Swag. This can be your first and final thoughts, since you didn't
Right.
Can everybody
Hi,
hear
Marty.
me right now? Everybody can hear me. Now, I just came up here to just say that, I got that bus pass card, from overseas and stuff like that. So,
Stop it.
you know what I'm saying? Plus, I got a girl overseas. I was engaged too, but, it didn't work out because of the pandemic. That's all I really came up here to say.
Oh man.
You ain't shit.
So what do you have anything to say about this Austin situation before we go?
That Austin situation, man, honestly, for real, in my opinion, dude should have just moved to silence for real. Like, on some real stuff. Like, I'm not saying, you ain't supposed to tell everybody, how much fun you having overseas and stuff like that. But when you over there, sometimes you got to keep certain things on the hush hush, man. You can't just be telling everything over there, because then you're gonna mess it up for the next brother that's gonna be trying to come behind you. So that's all I'm saying. But like, yeah, you gotta keep certain things on low, because I mean, just look, dude done got in trouble just for saying Brazilian girls are easy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even though he may not have meant it that way, but it's just the fact that he said it come out of his, it's like, dude, sometimes you just gotta chill with the stuff that you say, especially in this time period.
That's a fact.
True.
Is this guy?
Everybody gets so sensitive about
part
everything.
Of the manosphere? Is he considered part of the manosphere? That whoever this guy is, Austin.
He's a passport bro.
Yeah.
Hell, he a passport.
Oh yeah, he is.
You said he's a pastor?
He's a passport bro. Like he's almost like the face of the passport bros, because he's the one who's gotten really the popularity and a larger following. So
all right, so I'm just gonna say, like, maybe the manosphere just needs to start promoting a little bit more sophistication from its men. Like,
I agree.
Stop acting like like college frat boys, horn dogs and shit, and try to add a little bit more maturity to the image.
They ain't teaching the young man nothing.
No, they're not. You know what? To be fair, I would say this actually. Now, I haven't watched his content, right? But just based on other factors that I do know about him, as far as his setup, as far as and stuff like that, like Marty McFly, for example, I think would be a great representative, right? Like he has things. He looks very professional with what he's doing, and he travels. He's a little bit more mature. Even the way he delivers the exact same message, it just seems like he has less of that little kid in him. It's like, I got pussy, look at me, give me the cousin, I got pussy. Or like, you don't get that vibe off of him. It's just like, he's like, no, I have standards. The women where I was born and raised don't meet those standards. I go and I find the women who have those standards. And he also gets like women who are happy to take pictures with him. So he's got in his arsenal, because you guys were complaining about, the pictures that, Austin is like, those women aren't that great. Honestly, Marty has like that slideshow of women, and you're like, yeah, these are very beautiful women. They're very, fit. They're not all super, super young, but you can see that, these are high quality women. I think he would be a better face. And I think he could comport himself better. I think he could handle damage control stuff better than Austin Holman.
You're right, but as soon as you make that contrast and you say that the women overseas are better, which me and Mr. Noda was talking about earlier, as soon as you make that contrast, that's when the controversy starts. You could deliver it in a manner that's more professional, more sophisticated. But even Kevin Samuels was professional and sophisticated. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it stacked. Austin is not a Pookie. He's not a Pookie. He's not a Ray Ray. I honestly, especially for his age, I thought he did a decent job at promoting it. I didn't think he was promoting old culture over there. I didn't think he was putting it in a bad light. Oh, like you should come down here and come shop for pussy. I don't think he did it in that way. I thought it was good enough for anybody to like, okay, it's something I could try. And to be frank with you, that's a lot of capital that Brazil messed up on by like, I guess not backing this guy. I don't know who's talking, but anywho, like I said, that's a lot of capital. Look at how many men that's probably not gonna go because of this backlash. So you're ruining tourism, period. not just, I guess, sex tourism, but you're ruining tourism to an extent, period. It's a lot of American dollars that they're missing out on, in my opinion.
Listen, the guy who does this passport bro shit perfectly is Zoom to Thailand. You never hear him talking trash about American women. All he does is he talks up the Thai women. That's it. That's his, he's not like, I mean, maybe he does. I don't follow everything he does, but nothing I've seen from him.
Is it that one guy you're talking about? And he like has like the girl who brings him like different meals and stuff like that. And it's just,
and like, his girl is Thai. So he's not even, it's like he's walking the walk, not just talking the talk. He has the girl. The girl is, at least on camera, doing everything he says that she does. He treats her well and with respect. They look like they're a fun couple. They look like they're happy. They look like they're healthy. They look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Mr. Noda,
he makes it, being a passport bro, look like it's just an adventure. While some of these guys make it look like the only reason to be a passport bro is because you can't find a good woman here.
Well, let's be frank. Let's be frank though. Austin is a lot younger and a lot more, I no homo, but he's more handsome than a lot of these other cats. You feel me? So when he makes a statement, it's gonna hold more weight. So
it should be the opposite.
GC said that earlier. He did say that earlier, but it was a true fact that because of Austin's age and I guess his generation, like look at what he's advocating to the next new generation of men at his age. Like
you're a pretty boy, and so you're a pretty boy. You can go overseas and get women. How is that more compelling than a middle-aged man? Going overseas and getting a woman that looks just as good as yours?
No. It hit different. It hits different because he's actually like more of an eligible bachelor, and in a lot of women's eyes. That's why a woman made that hit piece on her. You see what I'm saying? So it is about your appeal to a large extent. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I think he, just like G said, that's why I think he blew up the way he did, is because he has more of an appeal to black women, and I guess women in general, but definitely black women. And so honestly, Zoom to Thailand, like his clout ain't got nothing on Austin.
It may not.
You know what though? I think also, and I don't disagree with GC on that point. I think it's more multifaceted than that. And I just want to say, because Blaze said, where the hell did that comment go now? No, not that one. The other one. He said that passport bros don't need a face. Niggas should be covert in everything they do. We have no friends. On one side, I agree with you, but on the other side, that's not the way the world is anymore. Right. So if something becomes a movement or it catches on steam, it's going to need a face. It's going to need a representative. And I do think that the representative that's chosen is important. You can't just remove a representative now, because that's just going to create a power vacuum. Someone's going to come in and fill it. And so it would still be smarter to control that decision. Now, if you take someone who is a little bit older, right? A little bit more, he just has that little bit more of, like I said, that control, that ability to converse and whatever, right? Ability to really debate, because honestly, Austin is not good at delivering the message. That, like, the reason why he blew up had nothing to do with his ability to really deliver this message or teach anybody, right? And it's like, I think that you can mitigate a lot of the other issues, right? As far as, oh, well, women will be mad if, that's potentially the type of guy that they would want. You could mitigate a lot of that if that guy is very good at delivering a message, right? Again, like Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels was very, very good at delivering a message. He was also smart enough to know when he should, dig in, go balls to the wall, and when he should tell Nicki Minaj that she's higher than a 7, right? I mean, like, at the end of the day, right? Like, he had that intelligence, he had that worldliness where he understood, the way of the world, the way things work. And I'm like, I think that they really need that. I think they need that PR too.
Kevin Samuels was too contentious, and he turned women against these men. Now
He
I
did.
understand Zoom to Thailand isn't as popular as other people, but I don't hear anybody hating on Zoom to Thailand.
No,
He
you're
doesn't
not.
say
You're not.
anything negative about black women. He doesn't say anything, to my knowledge. Like I said, I haven't seen all his material, but
But guess what though? I'm telling you that Kevin Samuels was a common household name in Canada. Forget America for a second.
Yeah, I
In
know.
Canada, common household name number one. Number two, the only people who didn't like him were ain't shit bitches. I'm gonna be real. The people who are really, really like anti him were ain't shit bitches. And so we don't want their message. I know, hold on, but we don't want their message to reign supreme. And so that's why you were hearing more and more actual women coming forward and saying, why are we triggered by Kevin Samuels? Hold on, wait a minute. And so actually a movement started happening. A lot of pushback was starting to happen within the sisterhood or within the women's circles where they were saying, wait a minute, should we really be this offended? Hold on, I should check myself. Hold on, I am a shitty ass wife. Hold on a minute. And so it was making a difference. And so I'm like,
allow my husband to cheat.
well, no, but you know, it's not even like with the cheat. It's just like in general. Well, hold on. If you don't cook, you don't clean, you don't greet him when he comes home, you don't spread your legs anymore because you already have the 2 kids you want. You don't do anything, and now on top of that, you know, you're gonna be like, I'll ruin your life if you sleep with someone else. Well, you should sleep with him then. That's kind of your job. It's in the Bible. You claim you're a Christian. But, you know, I guess my point is, though, at the end of the day, I'm not saying you should intentionally antagonize women, your home court women. I don't think you should mention them at all. But if you're going to antagonize them just by the fact that you have a message that suggests get a passport, travel over there, find suitable wives, that's going to antagonize women no matter what you say about domestic or not, right? I don't think that the point is, okay, well then shut up, don't speak anymore, just go underground, don't have a message. No, I think you can still have a message, and I think that the best way to handle it then is to have someone who would be really good at handling it. And that's not Austin, and it's never going to be Austin.
Well, you know, well, honestly, he doesn't need a great message, just his youth alone. Honestly, Kevin Samuels and the Zoom guy, they're I hate to say this, but they're kind of used up. Like they've been burnt by black women. They've been I don't know if the other guy been divorced. I know Kevin's been divorced. But this Austin guy, he has
twice.
Right. But this Austin guy hasn't gone through all of that. He's still new. And so black women, a lot of sisterhood, they ain't get a chance to use him up. They ain't get a chance to like taint him the way that they did older men. So when he leaves, he don't even need a powerful message. He just needs to say, oh, get out of here. It's that bad. That's all he needs to say. And there's going to be a lot of chicks in their feelings about that just off rip. Now, as far as Kevin, most of his fans were men. Like, I know there was a lot of ain't shit chicks that didn't like him, and there were a lot of chicks that like him, but most of his fans were men. They weren't like, I don't think they weren't women like that. They knew of him, but most of his fans were men, in my opinion.
Of course. Yeah, no, of course they were, but that's the point. Most of the fans of Passport Bros in general are going to be men. The message is by men for men to benefit men. It's not to benefit. But what I'm saying is that, and that's why I'm saying, if you have someone who's very good at being able to debate without getting triggered, without, you know, just getting stumped, without having to just repeat themselves and looking like a deer in headlights. If you had someone who was good at the PR angle, the person who knows how to handle themselves, how to choose their words carefully, naturally, you know, who wasn't full of so much, you know, young, dumb, full of cum kind of aspirations, or at least knew how to keep them in check to make himself sound and look a little bit more respectable, just on a regular basis. That's why I said, I'm like, Marty, like, that's why I used Marty specifically as the example. I'm like, I think he would be great because he doesn't radiate the same level of all the things that Austin has done wrong. Marty doesn't radiate those things. He radiates the opposite. And I think that if he had been in the same position, that we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. Because if he had gone mainstream, it wouldn't be because he had fucked up so bad he had to flee Brazil. Do you know what I mean? Like it would have been different. I
think the debate is very easy. If I was Marty McFly, my debate tactic would be this. I mean, first you offer a bit of validation before you take it away and criticize. I would say, listen, of course there's excellent women, marriageable women here in the United States, but I think a lot of men feel that there's just not enough. And just as the women say, go where you're appreciated. I encourage women to go where you're appreciated if you don't feel enough appreciation in your own community, and I encourage men to do the same. The world is our oyster. You know, explore other countries. It doesn't mean you have to abandon the American women. Just explore your options.
Right.
Use their own words against them, basically. The same things they tell us, tell them back.
See, I think that's clever, right? But I think it takes some maturity to know how to pull that out and just say it in the perfect way. You know what I mean?
Ruby, you keep going back to maturity. I guess you're talking about Austin's age. I guess you're talking about that.
I'm talking about his level of maturity. He just seems like he's a little.
Well, he is young.
Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't really say anything. But Marty is in the back. I'm gonna let him get his final thought, if that's okay.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Marty, you are.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, Ruby? I come in peace. No arguments. I'm cool. I'm chilling tonight.
Thank you. Oh, you need a soundboard for that one. Okay.
I know, right? No, but you know, I meant to tell y'all too. From the other night, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all inspired the trailer I dropped this morning. It's called the YouTubian origin story.
Okay.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just tell you, the trailer is fire. You know who told me also? Every BGS hit me. He was like, it's crazy. Keep It 100, Edward Anderson, he been sharing Skylar 1MT. They're like, yo, this is crazy. But I don't think everybody understands where it came from.
Let me mute him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How's audio's cool?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it came from because we were on the stream like 3 a.m. in the morning or something like that. And it was almost like I was like Batman, like drawn from the bed. I was like, I gotta come to this stream. And then I woke up the next day. I was like, what if there was a superhero who ran $1 trillion company where he would work like crazy during the day and be like on some Batman YouTube shit at night, like trolling the YouTube algorithm, finding the miscreants and deviants. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a trailer. And let me tell you, this has reached all the way to Brazil because I have a couple of people in Brazil because I also make AI art. I don't know if guys know about that. It's like if you go to my page, Ruby, Melody, Ruby, you can see it too. But I do like high-end AI art now. So everything that I made, I put it into the video. And it's all like I did the music, I did the AI art, I did all the voices, the sound effects, obviously all the edits. And I was like, I'm kind of proud of this shit. But I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna let them know that, y'all guys inspired it. And now because of that, the guy from Brazil, he was like, yo, you know what you should do? Because it's like a HBO show. It gives you that kind of vibe when you see it. It looks like something that would be on a network. He was like, are you doing a show? And I was like, I never really thought about it like that. He was like, you know what? He said you should do a show mixed in with AI art with real life when you start traveling. So I was like, oh, that would be crazy if I do videos and then make AI art and do like storylines that people would tune in, because I have this for the guys that subscribe to my channel, I usually do an intro to all my videos now. I've been doing it for like the last 10 or 12 videos where I don't know if you guys watch O'Shea Do Jackson. Okay. He has an editor named Dima, right? So I can't afford Dima, so I got an editor named Jamal.
Right.
So Jamal, he is the intro to the story. Whatever's going on, he has a story. 1 week he was broke. The next week he got a job driving DoorDash. He had a mail service. Christmas came along. He was broke. Then he got money. So every week there's an update to Jamal, right? So in this trailer, guess who's starring in it? Jamal.
Nice.
I mean, you'll see it. Like you'll be like, oh, it's on my main. When you go to the main page, you'll be like, oh, this is professional. Like, and I made it in like a few hours. I pieced it together. The voices. When you're gonna be like, who did the voices? Yo, I'm doing everything.
You're doing all the voices too. Okay.
Sound effects. Yeah. So I you know what? Let me post the
Yeah. You know what I was gonna
tonight.
say? You should post the link to the video.
Yeah.
Like after this is done, post the link to the video in the comments, right? And then like we can pin it, and then people who listen, then they'll be able to go and just check the comments and go take a look at it too.
Yeah, I
Right.
posted
And another
both
thing,
places, backstage
just
and in front.
I just checked out your IG and the work is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Like I really, I wish I was there to like I've spoken to Austin. I've been on his panels a few times, but I'm not there with him. I wish I was there to like run the media part, like, because when you go overseas, like when I travel overseas, I have buffer zones. So I have like one or two assistants that they directly deal with the girls for the most part. And then I only deal with them when I'm ready to like work. Like everything that has to be said beforehand, they kind of handle. So it's more of like a professional thing, and if I do something where it's a little bit more, I just say risque, where it's not YouTube friendly, I'm pretty much going to put all the juicy stuff on Patreon. So it's not going to be a thing where just anybody can click on my page and see what I'm up to. Like if you really like what I do and it's going to be fire content, it's going to have to be on Patreon, because those are like the real fans, because you're going to have people that go to your page who just want to look at what you're doing and hate on it and fuck your shit up. Because right now, that's what they're trying to do to Austin. They're trying to mess with his YouTube money. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really want people to do that. So if you have a Patreon, there's a paywall. So if people really mess with you, they're gonna go to your Patreon. You don't have to make it super expensive, but you can just make it so it's worth both people's time. Like you're not gonna get ripped off. When I do my Patreon, trust me when I tell you, it's gonna be. It's. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy like Jabril. He's got like a travel channel, but his stuff is really, really good. But he puts like 30,000 a video. Like he really spends money. I'm not gonna do it like that because I'm not gonna put 30,000. That's his business. I'm just a guy traveling. But it's gonna be very close because I know what I'm doing in terms of photo. Sweet Melody. If you want to, you can send Ruby. Because I don't give my IG to everybody. I give it to people close, but just so she can see the kind of work that I do. Because people really haven't seen what I do. They only see like the little videos here and there, and that's like the safe stuff I can throw. On YouTube. Cool. YouTube is so like restrictive. So, but I got other stuff where it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Why this guy is.
It's dope. It's definitely dope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I be talking that shit, but I be backing it up. Like seriously, But,
okay, yeah, I appreciate that. That's cool.
Yeah, so y'all, like I said, I give y'all respect. Y'all inspired the video. I think it's fire. I'm about to watch it again. Yeah, and whenever y'all, I don't want to take up too much time because I know you're about to be on your final thoughts. I'm actually streaming on my laptop. How's the audio sound?
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Okay, because now this is my this is my travel setup. Like when I go like overseas, I kind of duplicated my studio setup, but portable. Like in a studio, I have like a more of a stationary mic, but with the travel setup, I have like these two wireless mics. So now when I'm doing like I'm gonna be doing podcasts and maybe some cooking. So I have like a couple of girls cooking so everybody can walk around but still be mic'd up. And I'm gonna have lighting. It's gonna be like interesting stuff that I'm gonna do once I get rolling overseas. Like I have a whole lot of good ideas, so.
Well, we're gonna keep an eye out for that.
Yes, we have to support it so you can blow up, so you can be the new face of the Passport Bros. So I really feel like that would be a good idea. Like I really do. And you just came up and just proved my point. Like everything you're saying is 100% proving the point I was making. I'm like if you were the face of the Passport Bros, this whole discussion that was happening all week with everybody wouldn't have been happening, because you never would have been caught up like this, and no one could ever mistake what you're doing, because you have all these other ideas. It's very obvious that you have all these other ideas, and you would just be like, oh, look, girls, tits, yay, oh my god, she smiled at me. Like you're doing real stuff,
like let me give you like a quick idea. Like something I would do that would show off the beautiful girl, but still not be about that. Like for instance, one of the things I'm going to do, depending on where I go first, let's just say I go to Columbia, because everybody know I go there. But what I'll do, I'll go to the local lunch shop, whatever they serve food, and I'll say, hey, listen, I want to do a free commercial for you. I'm going to buy, whatever, $25 worth of food. I've got 2 models. We're pretty much going, whatever your best dish is, whatever, it's not going to cost that much. $25, drinks, food, whatever. I'm going to film the making of the food, the ambiance of the restaurant or the place that we're at, and I'm going to show them eating, and then I'm going to place a menu. So, and with all your information, give it all to me, so I'll be able to put it in the video. It'll be professional. The music will be nice. And see, the thing about doing stuff like that, yeah, it'll show there's beautiful women around, but it will show the culture of. It's like you're adding to the culture. You're not just going there and just, oh, beautiful women. It's like, oh, if you want to go here, this is a place you can eat. If you want to go, you see what I'm saying? Because now if something happens, the people will be like, no, that guy, no, that's a good guy. You see what I'm saying? Because now you have the people, because you're adding to. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you want because I'm gonna be honest with you, when we go overseas, we have no power. Like that American stuff doesn't work overseas. That's why they that's what I tell you to go to. Whenever you travel, you better know where the American embassy is, because if you get in trouble, you better run there, because if you don't, you're in trouble. Like for real. So people have to understand that we literally have no power. So you gotta really be cautious how you move overseas with certain things.
And see what I mean, Melody? Listen to what you just said. I'm like, exactly. It's so thought through from so many different angles, and like even honestly, like, and you didn't mention it, right? But like just the fact that you're gonna have like these women filming and cooking and whatever, right? Because that's making a statement as well, without making the statement, right? Which is that women here love to cook, right? They love to do these things that men wish women love to do in the West, right? I mean, like you don't have to say it because the video is gonna say it for you in the classiest way, and who's going to get mad at that, right? The idea of, well, yeah, you want to ingratiate yourself with the locals. You want to make yourself indispensable to them if you can. And it's just like, see, it's so brilliant. I'm like, I knew it. I so knew it. I just listening to you and the way you put things together just so far even, I'm like, yeah, I knew that you'd be the perfect representative.
And that comes with just dealing with women. So like I have so much experience just being around women just in general. Like, so I kind of know, even if I don't speak the language, I'll have a translator to make sure, like if I do a podcast where let's just say the girl, she might not be so good speaking English, maybe a little bit, I'll make sure to have a translator there to be like, oh, to translate whatever you like. I might do a podcast and people might be asking questions like, where do you do at night? Where's a good place to party? Or whatever the question is. And we can, we can have an interaction, and then we can have someone there who speaks the language perfectly. So there's no misinterpretation.
Right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because people, I could make a mistake and maybe say the wrong word. I don't know. I'm not a professional Spanish speaking person. So things could get misconstrued. But again, most of my stuff, I think, is probably going to go to, unless it's like real PG stuff. I think most of the stuff in terms of if I'm doing a photo shoot, probably, I guess I could say that, like photo shoots, or if I'm doing more of a PG-13 interview or something, that'll go to the Patreon, like the good stuff. If I go to a beach and I got like 1 or 2 girls and they're in the bikini, that's definitely going to Patreon. You might see like a 45-second clip showing a little something, but it's going to be like, oh, if you want to see more, go to the Patreon.
Exactly.
That's the way I'm going to do that type of stuff.
Sounds good.
Very smart.
All right. So I don't want to take up too much time because you know me.
Oh yeah, but it's okay. You be making sense.
Yeah.
No, better
Appreciate
than
it.
Oh.
And let me know what you think about the trailer. What's up?
Definitely.
I just watched the trailer.
Okay.
It's legit, man. That shit. So that's the AI art, all the images.
Yeah. See,
man, how do you get the AI to make the same face in different situations?
Oh, the thing with AI, you basically you have to basically make it learn and sculpt it. It's like clay. So let's just say you say something like, they're called prompts. That's how you program. So if you say like, a picture of a full body portrait of a black man with a beard. You kind of have to like be detailed. Dark skinned black man with a suit, tie, glasses, sitting at a desk with the windows, sunlight coming in. Like you got a wood panel desk with volumetric lighting.
Possible.
And then what'll happen, the AI will get it maybe 90% there. And then what you can do, you can say, okay, let me create a variation of what you got. And that's basically you go back into it and then you can change little words around. Like maybe instead of glasses, you can just say shades. You see what I'm saying? And it'll make the same picture with variations until you sculpt it to pretty much get exactly where you want. Sometimes you do it the first time, boom, you're good to go. But sometimes you have to sit with an image and play with it till you get it perfect. And once you do that, the results, like you see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Midjourney?
Midjourney, yeah. I got two programs actually. I got Midjourney and there's another one called Art AI. Art AI is a little bit more basic than Midjourney, but it's like a good way to start. Once you kind of get the basics, then Midjourney, because what it is, Art AI is a one-time payment for life. It's like $200. Midjourney, I got the one below the Pro package. That one is like it's like $24.
All your images are your own copyright, right?
Yeah,
you have to pay so that your images aren't public.
Yeah, I have my own server, so nobody can just dip in there. You know what I'm saying? So my images are on to me myself, and plus I'm nobody big, so it's not like people are looking for me anyway. But my stuff is on my own server, and it's like I already paid for the year, so I was like, "Well, I'll take that," because I use it every day. That's where I get all my images from. I make them all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's because I'm into AI myself.
Okay. Yeah. It's crazy because it's like it's so many different avenues I go into, and you'll see Sweet Melody. Like I do music, I do pictures, I do photos. Now I do AI, I do investments, I do traveling.
Wait
It's like
till y'all see
really
the images he made.
Yeah.
You would
What'd
think I said, wait till y'all see the images he made. If you would think he paid somebody $10,000 to create these images for him.
Yo,
This is like professional.
Can't wait to see it.
It's like professional quality, as good as anything out there.
And then when you add, because then you gotta sculpt the video, right? Like you gotta grab clips, add sound effects, add a soundtrack, and then after that, you'll hear me doing like a narration. You gotta get your what's that guy's name? That
But
the
part of
black
it was
guy.
animated, right? If I
No,
recall.
I animated all that myself. I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, the car was real. That was a real clip. But I cut up the video. Even with that was edited, and I added sound effects of my own. So it's a lot of little sound effects going on. There's ambiance, like when it first comes in, you hear helicopters, you hear police sirens. It sounds like a movie. And
I
then
used to go to school for that too.
Okay.
Audio
So
engineering. I know what you're talking about, man. That's why,
Yeah.
like when I see it, I know the effort it took.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay. So
even if it didn't take long, it took like a certain level of knowledge.
Yeah. And I'm gonna bring that knowledge into the traveling. And eventually once Sweet Melody, is ready, I was like, yo, we should do like a photo/video shoot. And that's gonna be interesting in itself. But when I start traveling, I'm gonna bring all this AI stuff and storylines. It's gonna be interesting, like how I flip it, because everything's moving so fast with tech. And I'm into tech a lot, believe it or not. Music tech and all this type of stuff. So it's interesting. And this is like the new I think personally, if guys jump on this AI stuff, because they're going to start coming out with AI videos soon. I think Google,
Man, they got this company called damn, I forget what the company's called, but they're the people who did Val Kilmer's voice in this last Top Gun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, yeah,
he, because he had that throat cancer or whatever and lost his voice, so they recreated his voice. And so this they got this company that like imagine you have a company, you do dialogue for your show, right? But maybe you're not that good at doing an Irish accent. and you could just use AI and turn your accent Irish.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I got another video I did like maybe 3 weeks ago where it's literally 1 minute long. I created a guy from England talking about me, and I put the clips in there, and it's got like an English accent, and it's all AI generated.
So you didn't even do the voice.
Didn't even do the voice.
Oh, wow.
I there's a certain way that you have to like basically program it to make it sound like really natural, and I basically did the whole thing just like that.
Was it Amazon Polly?
No. Check this out. I'm putting it right here. Check this out. I'm dropping the video right there. Boom. People were like, yo, how did you pay this guy to do that? I was like, I didn't pay anybody. I did that myself. You know. But yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I know I'll be here all night talking. But yeah, I'm gonna be out of here. Yo, so Ruby, Melody, just hit me.
Definitely.
All
Well,
right.
thanks for coming. Thanks
All
for
good.
Yes, for sure. And thanks for coming.
Yes.
All right.
good
I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you
All right,
later.
I'll see you guys later.
Oh,
too.
hey, listen, if you
All right.
want to come to movie night, hit that link in the chat. We be talking and bugging out in there. So
Okay, I didn't even know about that. What kind of movies y'all be watching?
like red pill movies, and then we break it down. Like we'll pause it after like 3-4 minutes and talk about it and stuff like that. But yeah,
Okay.
we're having a good time. So hit that link. Come through right now. We back there. Come through.
Okay. All right, cool. No problem.
That's everybody. Hit that link. Killer Swag. You said you coming. Mr. Know-It-All, Ruby. Whoever can stay up, hit that link because I'm telling you, we're gonna have a good time. Thank you everybody for coming. Ruby, did you have a final thought or you said your thoughts already?
Yeah, I basically did already kind of say my thoughts. So, I mean, there's not really more to say than what I already said. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for all the super chats and support.
Yes, thank you.
Likes, right? Hit the like button if you didn't yet. And thank you. Oh yeah, and make sure you guys follow Marty and
Oh yeah.
follow Marty and hit that link right now, that movie night link. I will see you guys there. Good night.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
I don't know. It seemed like it.